Well, it's Tuesday, and this is the 28th day in the month of October 2025, and this is your program. This is our program. This is our agenda. Well, good morning to everyone watching me from outside there, from outside the shores of the country, and within the shores of the country. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it is another day, and like I always say, you wake up in the morning, you are able to see the rays of the sun, you are able to walk to and fro, you are able to breathe in and out, you are able to go on your duties. It means something marvelous, miraculous has happened, and so therefore you have to say thank you, God, my Creator. Well, we are here once again, and to do that work that speaks truth to power, and this is the show, our agenda. Now today we have very, very detailed issues that we'll be discussing today. But before I even say anything about them, this show is sponsored by Refiners Chapel International. This church, this mega church, is located at Taifa Junction here in Accra. Now this program comes your way Mondays through to Thursdays at 9 a.m. And like I always say here, we don't banter, we don't say anything that is diluted. Everything we say here is undiluted. We say facts and we say truth to power. I am Frankiln Cadwell. I am going to go on a breather, but before I go on a breather and come back, please start calling on friends. Call friends, invite friends, tell a friend to call a friend, to tell a friend, to speak to a friend. That show that speaks truth to power is on Off TV. We are also live and very activated on Facebook, very active on YouTube as well. So follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our the show on YouTube as well. And I'll be going and come back, but I'll give you that power. When I'm back, I'll give you that power that will carry you on, because you need to be what? Psyched up. Without motivation, you may be found wanting, or maybe be found, excuse me to use the word, lousy, or giving up in life. All right, so let's take a 10. When we are back, we take that motivational message. I'm Frankiln Cadwell. Stay tuned. Right, so you welcome back to the program, that program that everyone is rushing to watch, that program that everyone wants to listen to anywhere they find themselves. Now today, what do I have? But I always say, and I'll continue to say, that when you wake up in the morning, you take your tea, I know, because I always say that empty sack cannot stand. I remember this phrase was used by one of my teachers way back in the secondary school, and when he didn't get his salary at the exact close of the month, he would start, hey student, you know empty sack cannot stand, right? And if you are not careful, he will beat you because he's not happy. So because empty sack cannot stand, you need to take tea or bread or some fried egg here and there just to keep you going, before maybe subsequently the hours ahead of us you take something heavier. But aside that, what does the spirit need? The spirit needs something. Psychologically, you have to be psyched up. You have to be given that alacrity that will catapult you, onto your duties. Now let's take what we have here today. It is very simple, and it says that how to become more powerful. How to become more powerful. We've had so many African leaders who were very powerful before their demise, and we're still having so many powerful African leaders, and even in your vicinities and your localities, you are powerful, but it depends on how you carry yourself, all right, for people to give you that reverence and that respect. Now it says that how to become more powerful. It is displayed on your screen beautifully, and it says that one, be calm. Yes, be calm. Remember, we have two types of people, the extroverts and the others, and the introverts. But you know what? Even if you are an extrovert, sometimes you need to take time and be calm. If you are calm, all right, you think wiser, or you think way ahead before acting, all right? Do not act before you react. Do not act and see your mistakes before you react. You have to always be what? Be calm. Being calm means you are a bit reserved. You are always in your corner somewhere. It doesn't mean you don't mingle. You mingle, but when need arrives, you have to be in your corner somewhere. And being in that corner somewhere helps you to brood over yourself, all right? Helps you to think about things of life and making sure that you think forward. What do I mean? You think ahead of what you want to do and to achieve in future. But if you're not calm, you want to be like, hey, I am the haywire type. I am the outgoing type. I want to go to the beach. I want to go to whatever nice club. I want to go to where the funeral is going on, go and dance, go and enjoy myself. Remember the funeral you are going, somebody died and the person is going to be buried. One day it will be your turn. All right? And you have your birthday, you want to go to the seashore to go and swim, enjoy yourselves there. Sometimes luck may not be on your side, because luck has not been on some people's sides. They weren't calm. They were celebrating their birthdays. They went to the seashore or the riverside and they got drowned. This news has been circulating every now and then, okay? Your birthday, you wanted to go and swim in the sea and you got drowned. It is a tragedy, all right? What if you had stayed home indoors, prayed to your God for giving you another life, another 1 year to your ages in life? That is what you should do. I'm not saying that you should enjoy yourself. Fine, life is short, but you should do it moderately, all right? Do it moderately, and so you don't worry yourself or disturb yourself over certain things. Somebody told me that it isn't good for us to celebrate our birthday, because that 1 year that you are celebrating, right? It means your days on earth is being what? Curtailed. All right, your days on earth is being curtailed. Say, nyami extra for, say, obe live for 30, sorry, forgive me. Say, obe live for 100, the infant say, nyami say, you live for 100 years, right? Now, with the 2 years, 3 years, with the 40 years, I can't say, okay, infant say, with the 40 years. Then nyami say, obe di 100 years, I can't say 70. Until with the 31, I got 69, with the 32, I got 68. Until now, it's so tiba, now, obeying. Good. So somebody told me that it is not even good for us to celebrate that birthday, but this is what we came to meet, and we keep celebrating it. But all the same, I'm just saying that just stay calm and it will help you. And somebody also told me that, okay, let me go to the second one before I say that. Talk less. Yes, talk less. Do not be talking too much. Talk when it is what? Necessary. The second point is what? Talk less. If you want to become powerful, talk less. Kasabakakra, if it's a question, go straight to the point. Don't be meandering and maneuvering and, how would I say it again? Meandering your way around the question or maneuvering your way around the question. Go straight to the point, all right? And talk less. And what I wanted to say before mentioning this one, do not tell your colleagues or people, not even your wife or husband or girlfriend or whoever, your side chick, do not tell them your plans until you succeed. I repeat, talk less here means do not tell people your plans until you what? Succeed. When you succeed, you don't even have to talk. The success will talk for you. And that is for a fact. But if you are, or when you are struggling to succeed, and you keep telling your colleagues, your mates, your wife, your husband, and blah, 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 you know what? Not all of them want success for you. When you tell them, they say, well, Charlie, okay, it will be fine for you. It will be fine for you. That's what they will say. But within their heart, it isn't like that. So talk less, all right? Before you can succeed, talk less and don't expose yourself to danger. And then the third one is observations. Yes. Yes, you need to what? Observe. Observe. Sit, relax, and what? Observe. Observe means shadie, faweni, shadie. Ye kone ye bana ye chucha wenim no, nkofu eko bana ye twa ye wenim no. Faweni hwe omo. Obi ye bibia faweni hwe no. Nipa ne ko danger na se uka na wanti a ye din na faweni hwe no. Sa bena ye bu se abofra panyi wo fie na abofra ewi naka na wanka ye buru naka wi fun fa ye no kore but oka na se akwara na nti a obi na di ne ti koje atrema boy siako energy edimiti koje atrema na mi baba fa che me but so just observe people, all right, and observe the terrain around you, observe the environment around you, and okay, absorb, okay, and absorb the environment around you. Okay, like we say that if you go to Rome, do what the Romans say. Oh, sorry, do. All right, so do what people do, but be careful whilst you are observing. Also, show respect. Yes. Last week I was saying that respect is reciprocal. Respect is what? Reciprocal. If you respect somebody, the person also respects you. Yes. Yes. So you should show what? Respect to whoever. Do not. One aspect is that do not look down on anyone. I tell you. I tell you. The man whom you met by the roadside or the street, whom you saw dragged ragged, or whom you saw dressed indecent, and as I was sharing Taria sem fatano, and Bunis on his cow, Ebiana was shed our parking a car, baby. Papa now shano now officer on you be and one dress on shirt coat, one bow tie. Now shano or quan now officer on you be an Ebia. We interview now, Kono, who see you, no, why? Maybe the interview you are going for, you are heading to, right? That may be your CEO who decided to dress like that or decides to dress like that. I want to use somebody for an example. I am not on anybody's faction or on anybody's secret. There's somebody here called Ibrahim Mahama, all right, in Ghana here. That man is so down to earth. But we call him very rich, right? Very, very rich. He's even having what is called a private jet. Private jet. Look at how he dresses. Very simple, all right? Right? You know. So you just have to respect people. And I will always use our president, for example. He respects people, the current president, and his wife. Last time I was telling you that Lordina Mahama, the other time, remember when these first ladies and the president are going, right? Bodyguards must make sure that nobody touches them for danger, for maybe danger or anything. Or for security, yes. But this woman, when her bodyguards were trying to push the people away from touching her, she said in English, don't push them. So calmly, don't push them. That's what she told the bodyguards. She didn't even use a very harsh voice or tone. She said, don't push them. All right? Allow them. And somebody who is the first lady and the president himself. So the other time I saw him, the rain was drizzling, and somebody wanted to put umbrella on him. He took the umbrella by himself, by force. You could see that he wrestled or wriggled the umbrella from the man who was supposed to hang or hoist the umbrella on top of him so that he won't get drenched or wet. Okay, so such people, they respect people. Despite the apex they've reached, they see people as themselves. That is how I want you to be the one listening to me or watching me this morning. Then, the fifth one says, move in silence. Yes, move in silence. Just be calm, okay, and move on. Then make eye contact. Do not always talk. Make eye contact. Sometimes you want to talk to somebody, you can use eye contact, right? Like blinking your eye, the other one, the left one or the right one. People understand that language, all right? And then you can also make time better. Make your time better. Me sitting here, everyone knows me. I don't joke with my time. Neither do I joke with my work, right? Give me 6 o'clock, I'm there 4 o'clock. Give me 5 o'clock, I'm there 4 o'clock, or maybe 3 o'clock. I try to do things ahead of time, all right? So make sure you manage your time very well. But, okay, I don't want to say that. Now, think before speaking. Yes, sometimes you have to think before you speak. Do not just open your mouth, blah, 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 and start bleating. Forgive me for saying bleating. It is a good bleat. Start bleating like what? A good. Just think before you you talk, or you want to start blabbering like the sheep, all right? Or mooing like what? The cattle. All right, the last one says, powerful minds think differently, follow for daily wisdom. Yes, you have to think differently and follow for different wisdom from people. So you can also learn from people and take wisdom from people, but people who advise you, listen to the advice word before you adhere to such advice. Somebody may be advising you or may give you ill advice that will tarnish you yourself and your image. Well, this is what I have for you by way of motivation, all right? Just consider them and use them in life, and I hope that they will inure to your own benefit and to you, your family. I am Frankiln Cadwell. I'm taking a breather. When I am back, Kennedy Chumesi will join me for the newspaper review. But we are here live on Off TV and also active on Facebook, active on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, YouTube, and then send your comments to Facebook. We shall be kind enough to read them to you. I'll be back in the GV. Stay tuned.
The heat is everywhere. We are all tired and drained. Our faces are weary. The day feels endless, and life feels heavy. Then it happens. In a world that never stops, discover the refreshment that wakes you up. One sip and everything changes. Wake up with pure hydration. This is Cadwell. Great taste, truly satisfying.
Mama kwa about the back Jamie Beg Ventures. Jamie Beg Ventures hano. Ye curtains and any accessories in curtains no ebin so ni. Ne here they say baby take you measurements. You be take you measurements na. Where you customize ones. You be pam according to o measurement no. And I think so no. Ya pim pam bin so asensen ha e hire ye nsa no dwuma ya ebini. We mu nyina ya pimpam ne kama afi nsuso no ye wonia ya pam dada we ya pam ni dada aye ba be fix ya ma kama afi nsuso no ye wo accessories ebi ni rods ye wa ha sei e na ye wo tie back nsuso side hooks na ye be ne kama na ma no se ba Jamie Beg Ventures ye customer service there ye je feel so e na ye ji sika kakra bi na ye ejuma fe ama Jamie Beg Ventures open echi akwan ye wa Chimota mile 7 ye ni schools bar na ehwe nimu afi nsoso no ye ben mile 7 park no so pesa o free wo 0598 364280 and say 0208 122821. Jamie Beg Ventures, home of quality Italian kitchen.
All right, so welcome back to the program, and this is our agenda. We are live on Off TV. We are also active on Facebook, active on YouTube. Now, Chumesi Kennedy is here with me with a newspaper review. Chumesi, good morning.
Yeah, I do so.
Quite baby. Ben. Yeah, they are some babako. So they could die. Yeah. I don't need to answer. Yeah. I send me a person bisa. And then on education minister, Haruna Idris no kase yeah. Now kase new policy or ban say in local languages and share idea all in schools. Okay. One church muye public outcry for this age. equity level bank and then run the deputy minister APAC Dr. APAC ebe cheche mu say our policy
class 3
FKG kosi class 3 what you say
say card me that say any kama ahefo anano pay action ye beba ho na wo asem ni bisa ni nti anu ye ni yetietia on say you and na ye nyina ya tena classroom ya kira de ni bi pay akosi into aso senior high no na tamwan komo no baaye no me as an individual me koku a meti hey na ye ma adwen na kakra to the extent say omo atwea ba wachi say eyen totofe wa no mo Frankiln wa no kosi class 3 jina pa me ensa na understandable in a way but senka if lead the basic 4 up to your senior high level it means that definitely tertiary will be excluded as far as that policy is concerned na me bisa me ho say ye tinkrama mu ha and ye do obi free bunkurugu ye sound far north edinaba nti say nipa no be na ode ne kurum kasa ache no achi motor school say nipa no wo I decided college or central region be na ade obi o free western north for kasa fikasa obi na ade se fikasa ache na ade obi asabe o free finfin mentem central region na we fantini ye na ko north ebi abunkurugu e ka bi mo ba kasa no be da koka bi ye na ko sabuba konkoma kasa ne sa enkrani no be da koka konkoma ho you see that teacher in the Quran or Tennessee or the Achradino. I think you are getting my point. And as far as that particular policy was concerned, I'm not convinced.
Okay. And Clement Park doctor, the deputy Bechechi will say, one cast the entirety of our educational sector. Okay, from KG to basic 3. Basic 3. But me punu, and no crown, if you say no, me say so. I won't say, me try a dear, because me will be a mention and for local language emphasis there.
Actually.
Na mum no krofo ka pa say udi local language extra there. Mo from tia say ye pa. Enti me dwi say e yam pampo a na say be this policy ne be hold on na implement here. Enka from KG na omuka no. Enko si be basic 5.
Enko si basic 5. Enti say awo follow do na so na within this stream na waka no. Omo do omo no boarding schools. As you take a look at
basic now basic schools
basic local boarding schools change even JHS ni senior
but me sure say out of their jurisdiction and say
few of them also Ghana no excuse me to say there are some farming communities farmers who understand the possibility of and the positivity of education omo try say kakra bi ni ntoma mpo a ni cashew no wato mpo a ni cocoa no wato mpo a o da kola no boarding ukrom me observe such situations with me.
No crematis answer.
Very fantastic.
Any village no one.
Maybe we undermine them being in rural areas. But what education? Women say when you say that be no Japan or the Jan ban women say no. Into definitely. Obeto ko na obenya kakra. Oda kola boarding house. I'm telling you, we have faced such cases before. You go be brave share so.
Inti usha. KG2 class 3 ni
okay. Okay to me. Eno krampono fundamentally. That kind of within the jurisdiction of Nkolani nti okay. So nkramamu had do na.
To me power bar or class 3 and boarding house. Within
this time of age from kitten no totofiwa nursery kindergarten to basic 3 no. Or much omo de na kola no we learn conscious or tikasa bia fast in respect to we ebia se bi anwrani na na ban cry within that time period frame na de kire na de na obetimi atenkan kasa no fast but obi e wanyini asua kasa bi akodu level e dey so beba I won say ye mu bi se o kasa oba na o be kire French metimi aka 1 2 3 French bi but e dey say metimi aka French
say an kire ntem
what you say but akola bia was start French as early as in the basic no o betimi aka French ada ko wie
o betimi aka fluently
what you say obi o ka French na who say we Ghana nim because we sua ni pa so what you say into as far as that particular policy is concerned thank God say o mo san take introverted asan aba o mo achi yes ka level no mo de call here no kan enye
no ndie e be hard
because obi ti adisa da obi ti presec obi ti yasanto ages obi ti poku obi ti kumasi high na o still na odin kan kire na de o still that asante nko an kire obi o yen krani ade e be dey so obeti ase asante tree na easy to understand and easy to speak
that only say could be on mind me to say China any Japan omo dem krom kasa
fantastic and when you go to China it's only one language
fine and adiba ko mo ye ni say undu 10 years here you start to throw math and science in the no almost throw a finiama morality at asana
would appear no matter here
it's in technology no more
China ya working now they to Korea or to Japan almost similar
they are in the same Asian
advancement in technology, they are far ahead of us. Before you think want to say Korea, China, whatever.
What the fine corner newspapers.
I have 4 young couples saying so, or they actually know me, and said that you can you could say for Nana Chin and Corners and be Remo, and we are sorry one more demo, and you are holding Yansan, you are for any person, you need deep bread. A dome and a radiator sons, and none of them done. Who say to Marco be yes, any Panacoja, or Corner, yes, could yes, I could take away coffee, also bone channel that I do be, and I would yes, and an American, I would have dinner, and I would die. I am a wood panels who celebrated you near Pampa into one. Now, I say, if you are son, a bit me abrosono, it be 83 moon in direction, that I didn't Cadwell as I say what is happening. I believe in that, fantastic. Mamma channel near Cows and Maura and Fish and that also a dinner or tree. I hear me both so many of him a dinner in no money in a day, and I have been that into a banana cabana more than near Mamma chain. And I shall not say, yes, single no sabria, nay, the Bocrat and Prince in Marapa and a day bremo. Now, and Mira who first went to the middle shall say for the daybreak, the Bocrat actually did the daybreak, and I know as someone AD a kune a woman and say, so shall honor ye bo remo a stream na a honor binduri. Ukopie honoma entokwa bi koso metututu bi koso na nipa miensa afamu wuye mrahye badwani ohoni fie ya hye no kra na obi bisa se eba ne sen nti ena neba se ubekọ eye mountain so da ubekrata the daybreak utobia ubetimi akan na wahu kwan fa so asa asemi esi eyaro hosem de eden kuwa ne besi abro so a ye kum nipa na mrahye badwani mu asebe ye san koshi ne fie Ghana krade na ye age asetena mu me na kan say enye ewia yase ewia na eboye no ye ko February Hamatan nti ewia na eboye nti ewia yase ayewe ede na ye age de na wo ko betimi ye wo na wunsuro nya me mfere ade nsuro na na mabosom ne ahohomedi nsase so ne nsu a wonu bia ahohomedi so mrahye badwani a ono ototo no mama wo mrahye badwani se okuru mpuntu beba ni fie wo kohye no ye nuano madan ayesre mo adwobro na yesre ede free mo hobindurifo yankopon kama koma na sasem ya ye ne soro ewe ye bankum so o see alarm blow over $100 million healthcare data deal. Now, I see 400 more facilities yet to be captured. Not just say, so share and share a potential and the go. When we say, I put the whole seminal, you better system there, and I say, when be sure, you better make KP and data, hold with Scabby PM. I say, be more offer and change and be and also, home apaja, atija, and no, unya the worker and be kaya, and a daybreak, no, a bebo, I'm a what I see, papa. Now, you ba I say, how you need for so. You photo sound for finance minister. Also, finance minister to present 2026 budget in November 13th. Adumi and Aduma Busumi, Hinimi free mupe, the Remono, and that also Edumi and San Ghana photo sound for case Lato forcing. Abako Mashebe them Naja budgeta, Yadebako Rafi Fufumono, and also Wako Paho and to match them for Ghana for so Yenina Yaso. It's you do I ever wear Yaso, Tamikata Mania Yankolano. Can't say or you be ready budget. Yes, see, I call Musika Neman. I am free honey called the Daily Guide, the Overcata, and none of us some couldn't a dear honor say Cabinet Wars Ministers over unapproved policy announcements. Idea who you are a year cabinet no commercial so you're firing 3 arms of government now. You were an executive for within the executive no and a cabinet system HRS. Na aswa for na ye wo mo ye djuma so my Ghana no e hihye bia wo aban mu a ye hyeda nyintu mu wo mrehye badwam no aya wo mususu na na di empa hontoma e wo abonten ententem no so honsem wo hana wo sasem ya no so ukọ esoro e wo ye benkum so a o see bring your lawyer or I proceed judge bia pom bia oti ewem no ka kire papa amya ekunfi se onfa ne lawyer mra wo na asem a course was in Dibiano, and that's our number to us. So, I attend the Sister Ubua, Obedina, or so number so now with the Bua. Now, I was a delegate, Kroya, Yenifa so Asro. Also, 4 arrested over Asamankasi shooting. Now, say, you have a catcher, we say, Asamankasi, and he's in the Elbow course, so my tutu or so, a pepimu, Nipa Nabia, and I would do my continue to tutu no, you know, I'm to for a cruciform, and I can on and also a home sem. I will not last year, how you become so high. Also, for a young woman, so Hana Ocean, a tidy, a shana come a pan, or bonnet channel said, who could do a stream terminal, and no pepe. Education Minister backtracks on mother tongue policy. Commander, this is here and a wholesale Nabano. Until a penifos, a Kurama councilman, none of the kind of Samboa, I can cast a woman, or say, woman shall so for Cassa and Kayan for a crum cassa, I and another mamma Remuya, the way you try your fruma. I will be at Sena Cassa, who did not Timothy, I say, oh, Tony Morty, I say, Ubuni Bawati, I say, essence and Canada, the English Cassa, a brofood, the never church idea, a colano back can I so has one chance here. Now you watch it begin. Where do you almost say, and yes, school are holding in much center to feel like kindergarten, nursery, no, a cuckoo drapping me and son. No, a home phone, a Cassian fire, or one Casa Krum Cassan, and show money. Of course, yet I see another pay. Society, the essence say, oh, cock on combo crew be more. And yet they answer within this stream. A friend of feel like kindergarten, nursery, no call air class, 3 a day. Or Mukum one or with a Congo Macassan on Becca, Oko Bimo, Bunkurubun and Ponduria, and no one on Becca, Oko Yendi, while I know the better money into Sayatem, Oko 50 mental central regional, or Fantina on some from the better money, or Bankram, Kunimentum High, we are. And Cranan, I do now quite the better money. Fantastic idea by all standards. Into young to also young free the delegate. Now young to also encore the daily graphic Okuninan Kasa. Now I said that come pa. Now I say now Ghana for a finance minister kills Latofos and one will say government eyes 500,000 agri jobs. Say quite say oil palm push takes center stage in 2026 budget. Not just say us a buy edit share air to Aquamu, Ninti, a year from Musica, a year Ghana 47 for Okakoda and a deal of Rashaba Gemino. Or Chilasa Ghana, or with Asa and this way, we say, Omba Bomodia, say, a Numa de Bessa and Prima Henum dear, Omba Ginas will be, and in Nabakoye, and Medria, and who and some into a home como Asha budgeter, a Fimpini, a Asia, a Becomono, for to some folk, German Shabba, that day more. Is it a good call? Fantastic.
It's too long a time, long overdue, long overdue.
Something that has been done already.
Yes, long overdue. Yes, Ambo, one say, a bedua. One say, Metiti, Michel and Kanye, say, Malaysia for.
Malaysia.
Almost 2 years and a do a bewa. Now today, Abe or Palm, okay, is their #1 cash earner, income earner to them. They came to learn it from us. And I am now arable land now. And I jai, I feel I a champion in that course. How? The same thing applies to cocoa. Cocoa is
quickly.
How many percent in Enya goes to?
I say, and I make sure documentary be one of the sister stations. I check a crab. Nana, it has to do with sending a channel for no cocoa beer. And how I say, almost cocoa now, processing stages, you know, boss, you marvel. Omo aye steps be machine na ade no wuro omo de omo bono mo no omo fa nwu aboye te se de ye kura ase ye kobo a ne de haba kata so some days later ne akutu abafie no omo bono fresh no omo processing stages a omo aye no steps te se wo fra bro sign no into first stage you know ebe famu na akọ second stage na ayi ni nyina you know 1 like the how they call the beans you know e course I could do 6 step. Now, through that, a dry. Let me say dry crab woman. Fantastic bio.
Do you know something? Omuni arable land like ye wonu.
And I was asking myself, so I don't know the one chere ni ya nsia no mo de omo nsia kokoni dia anoko omo no mo ko benefit yen. Omo this level.
Obi a pre-qualify.
So it's about time our Greek minister these technological stages no mo fa yewura mu bi na yehu.
Unless go sia film more.
Yes, you see, one thing about this white people, I'm not condemning the ideologies of the white men, but to me, they have not been good to we, the Africans. Ask me why. say me chemu and the person can say mo so ra na ma begu ye nsuo mu ne ye kwa ye mu to gold di
China for no
wo be se koko ha no kodu sa level na wo de benefit ukuru na ye dia wo be ye gold ne kono on kire se na be to gold ne bi ye be refine gold ne bi
asem na okay yes only say already say ye refinery wa
since when na o start the year
are refinery
oh 90 year
it's because we have not been ourselves. We are not doing things ourselves.
Cadwell, in Ghana.
That is a question. Somebody, unless for me, I always say that unless we get somebody like the
a time will come. So a time will come. With all due respect, a time will come. You read this year in a mere donate if you have your own chance. You better fire and vote.
No work.
Another genuine woman chance within 10-15 minutes. Because see a fire and vote.
Because a name can say a bufu, me can't be bufu. As in a media. On sugar factory, Commander. Is your Adani white elephant? You see,
Ghana was no but you can't defraud. You can't defraud. Vladimir Putin, the Russian president.
Yeah.
Okay, was see Africans, we have to be on ourselves, but we lack quality leaders, good leaders.
And also
Vladimir Putin
still depending on our colonial masters.
You too gold upon gold. Coco, what have you and a Ghana yeni? Nyakupan don't mind Ghana. So why are we struggling? Still going outside there, borrowing from IMF and
always cap in hand.
Would the be able to see a Tuska Coco way to get say you two as here, young Crawford, young so a year fighting and see young Crawford, essentially quiet. Let the 9 months get somebody arrested. You may know him to Marco Court say,
oh, yeah, it is happening.
Local police station, but the case will not go drive to court.
And I once and draw kind say newspaper need be carried so be a shadow.
Yes. Meanwhile, certain people gave them that audacity to do that.
It is.
Because Cadwell you can't just think of going to that length.
No.
A better day.
No.
When they have the backing, that is where they got the zeal to do it.
How do they even get the uniform? Okay, now some in a mufti, right?
Of course, okay. Most of them they don't dress.
They don't dress like yeah. I think they go in a mufti.
It's about time. We need to fire them.
Good.
There are some MDC NPP communicators. When I meet them on the show, based on their presentation, you know they are doing fantastic. They care about Ghana, not their political party. Yeah. I believe in communicators. I believe in politicians who speak the truth, how the situation of Ghana is, how Ghana is going. But all I want to say because of particle and they no know how I will not let you go.
That is a
give me 15 minutes. I will tell them my mind.
We'll have that time. We'll have
it. About time. Ghana belongs to all of us.
I would want
we are giving them the mandate to rule.
Yeah.
As a leader, you are to serve. You are not to be served.
Exactly. But do they think that they are serving? They don't think they are serving. No? They think we are serving them.
We need to let them understand certain things. Not that they don't know, they know, but they are, most of them deliberately.
Yes.
Or much that.
After all their PDMs,
how don't they travel outside the country?
They do. They do. Ask yourself, those who go out of here for
10 minutes
for medication, right?
I will let them know who I am.
Obi penny with fear or call America. And of course, South Africa.
They travel outside.
How many hospitals are there? I don't know, maybe one. You understand?
Certain things need to be talked about. In same one, now, young to us who the Democrats had the Chronicle and pay. Now, as summer a day, he knew how to say, young Papa Cobra Japan. You can't or he Cobra Japan. I wouldn't say, Nippon no more, airplane, Frankiln, or Suko Krukaman, you go MPP. No, or no, you can't say, I see her. Nippon no ballot paper, and what that's here by now, or also our animal. Or see, I'm still in the race. Vote as you ho never talk of Japan or see what that's so a womb into all her ballot paper now or any a company of Japan the din kind Dr. Brian poeman temu this year soon at also a mienu and papa Dr. Haji Muhammad Baumia to so me until when a man or man is 3 fingers I shall so no and now your Dr. Duchum at also 9 and now papa Cobra Japan at also a new was here and into no home 7 no now and no share your soul your benkum so Baumia is the best candidate to win power for NPP not just some everyone no Democrat and Chronicle or say Dr. Baumia just or no need power or here set a delegation no move to abamano na otu Frank adeba osuna maniku no na ye ba ya se ho so in team for job mounts pressure on JM that is John Mahama to appoint new defense minister Ejana ya papa in team for job Reverend Osugu Omampani John Dramani Mahama ni chem se omomodiana defense minister Odibre no onyi obi from my and also who said with the Bokrata the Chronicle in terms so no mama fa the Daily Post Emra. Now the Daily Post VIP Gamanche visit Rawlings' family to offer condolences and che bia na catch us say ya mame nana kunedu ajima mampani dada wonya ne ba because flight lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, I used to call him the man of action, the military junta man. Ono call you and say ne hu ne sunsum ne kra be family yire ho kan so call ntina na kunedu da ya wan sorry wada ne benkum so we twa ne atwa dan wato na nanom e won sie de no na Ghana man pani abi de che ba pani nana opoku ajima so ni gamanche omo ka omo bo mu a omo so e komo omo yakọ e wo omo na abusia fie eno ho ensem a ba enso eno no yanto aso ententem na no pay na yemfa dia aka emmamo yefidani post na yemowramu e wo the archives na the archives there bokrata no asem NDC MP confesses hey anabo kan be church yemu NDC member of parliament confessed also lied about 30,000 senior high school placement extortion claim. Also, yantro and we try say as our senior high school placement mama friend baby schools are hold on kwa na sika that's one year pemno adiasa 30,000 or say na nya no kure ono ankasa me kan ekura o so maka so me na me kan so me sign me boa eno ho ensem wa ha na ka do awro sem bi asi farmer drones while going for loan to pay child's school fees.
Oh really? Archives no.
Archives no. Ye ni fan so wa so no. Okuani bia nkoma na menua Cadwell ehye nkoma na so obi sa me na me yi ano no. Okuani odo sebeta frache kurutu obi mu ana ono kopa bosia aida kotua ne ba school fees. Upon free school free SHS ni nyina echi ni nisa akoro abofo no SHS na ne de ne ko level cross all basics so we papa no kopa bosia da kotua abofo no school fees okokoto nsuum na ayara hosem nti nyame fa ne kransi mai ayara hosem ne bada achinti o na so ono mom de ne kra etwa so ene anopai na yanto aso the national enquirer da obakrata no so kasa na ohwe asem no mrantia kantinka pa nkoma na meniminu akado edi ni sesi ano no mama kantinka omo abati abobo se beta frache set kurase combat na omo hwe omo mati na ojin se we kwoto omo kwayi mpa na uni bamba osoma eshi over 1,500 illegal miners arrested so far from Lands Ministry. So far, here is so on the Emiliano. Another football cassa. I are a hosem. Now, shall member Katikati Whipper. We police in the Eden Winsuru. Okay, police now go with him now. We won't get ammunition beer. But I'm saying we won't protect miners now. We will. Omu kan but omu protect you omu. Ebe so kita guns. Omu no nko amena no bi. Omu na guide areas. And obetin so omu kita so highly sophisticated weapons. We ukoto na ofu so ukoto obi kwa. Wo ponse body ni gina wono kwa body ni hu na wono. Bibi san wono ho. No. President Mahama to appoint new defense minister soon. Ya papa Felix Kofosu Kwache and kasa no chere say enche bi omampani John Dramani Mahama. So said that the first gentleman of course of the Republic of Ghana enche bi defense minister obe powerful for na enkomopa edemaye said ya papa nti fojo issue the guni chimino enche tuo kwa control the chere. Ghana elected first vice chair of AU African Union Committee on Agric, Rural Development and Water and Environment. Assemble ba abibimam ha enkabomuku African Union committee a Martin abibini Ghana ni this year so enya the bread first vice yemfa asedama nyankopon na yentu aso emre ho fa so ntino yentu aso wo eye de bokrata Canary na Canary na also asemo Ghana prioritizing agro processing to create jobs and cut food imports. agric minister and Kasan.
Yeah,
palm oil there. You
can this over and over again.
It's some there at the Maya. Nini say, yeah, nice on the Bobaka. Action speaks louder than words. We no more can say, man, let the action follow. Nah, you're going.
We are actually. Some
yeah, tia,
maybe I'm going to import tomatoes. Yeah, I'm going to import tomatoes. Onion, yeah, importing.
Oh, sir.
Rice, yeah, importing.
Gradually.
Until
your bonfire say, I'm Penny John Dramani Mahama, the second coming. Said they want to know, man.
The big push.
Moi. Na Ghana phone you now see your support. Mpanifo kase bi say adepa wo fia. Eye. Nti ye nyina Ghana na pese Ghana tumpo no. Anamon bi aban we tu no. Whether you are NPP, NDC, CPP, whatever political party you belong to, ye nyina ye fa ya adwen ne ahoden. Ye mo a support of aban no. Oni so bi wa ya kasa aban we ba ye no. Waye we. Me na no metina ka say the good cause so far to me that has been convincing as far as the policies of the Mahama concern had to do with the free tertiary education.
Oh yeah.
And no dear baby imagine be and then if I could be because truth is one no crime back
okay. Yeah, for last one, bro.
Now your Attorney General is becoming an embarrassment to his office. Hey, lawyer Adolfo Eneka said, "Roche say, but Attorney General and the different Kitano na come to say, I say, ya ningwasie, you shada ehu jumadi potia, odi ewo honomo, and also ehun sem ewa ha. Na mami fa the overseer the overkrata no enwi na menua Cadwell ento the agenda jumadi so. Overseer sama edi akotro ana ohwa kind of 47 case lato force ujina amracho bedem kama pa na I say ato force to present 2026 budget on November 13th on very post IMF fiscal blueprint IMF International Monetary Fund and I just say we present the blueprint to be one amracho bedem ma omo nyina ehu nti ye twan say yakopon ya dom na the dom ya November bo so me be ro ni the to so edu emiensa no adomara kwa case lato force Ghana 47 for finance minister obekom na shebedwam na enkomo bia fa yakọ ma bosika no wodi akọ tudwa na eno so aboa magana yakoyenim na ye asemo ki mami nyina we so na mefa enkomo no nyina esi ewa ha na ye nua Cadwell efa agenda no ento aso enkomo no nyina democrat emu no ye daseda ewumu ma refinance chapel international of course asafui ewo Taifa junction mimi da bi fia da bi ye hye bo mpaye no mpaye di mpaye gare mpaye ni adam mpaye apostle Paul ke odru be di anim open mpaye bo ama wo so nkwan ayan ho de abamu a wo de kofie na kwa anim bibia timisi wa brabom obi ni ma de chemu nsem pato be bo mpaye wa sase kokoro so a wo ha no mane enka wo so da na dance die be ya wo de na wo so de dance a kira foforo fia da bi agina na so anopa no nkro huwe be don kokọ ne don mienu na ye di nyina kwa wiye ko sia dance no ye shemu anopa no nkro huwe be frentobre abro so adon ko ne ye di nyina ba wiye ko sia da so no ye hye nyame asem a enkwaje ene ye de ti wa kwa mu eni ti bomodi na bra e bia na wa chichiru ntimi ma bra dwumade ni koso na apostle number that television na se obefa na wa frɛ na wo so hawa mane ko da na wo dadwe ne okɔ no ya rebi na da wo so ne ha obia wo timi ni apostle din koma na me tumi nti obefa no so ye nhyira wa bra obenya anoye e ma ran fi wo hwɛ me nifa so ha no ma akwa wera drinking water Insecurity Food and Drugs Authority anyone stamp a team so shall so me ni o kan betina se no abi no benu mansa na yakopa ya dema wasore akɔtɔ na dwuma so e na no pɛ nti wo so na mabɔnte so akɔ adwuma no e wo fie ho no mantem ho no provision store bia wo bowura mu nsu ese so bodi na obisa ekira kwan akwa wera drinking water then of course and I know we say you kan ya wo mantem ho me ma me so a me nua ba wo say wo store no fish na ya pro lights out ninti wo modina ko Isla Enterprise na ko pay generator papa na fi o se fagodo dwuma me dey edoba pani ya santo dey shape of the generational thinker I don't do any numre no numpa mu kwesi no sampa mu ya fi ya to aso no wotwe mu kwesi no ndu ibishia assalamu alaikum.
All right, that is it, and that is the newspaper review, but I want you to listen to me. I want us to do a little exercise. You are a parent, you are a caretaker or a caregiver, you are watching me from everywhere or wherever you might have been watching me from. I want you, if maybe your ward or your child or children may be in schools, all right, and you also a citizenry of the country. I want you to watch and listen to me very well. Now, the Education Minister, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, together with his deputy, Dr. Clement Apak, are actually mentioning a policy, all right, or introducing a policy where our schools, or even if you're a teacher and you are listening to me, our schools need to use our local languages, okay, in teaching our students. And basically, they say that it should begin from KG, okay, to basic 3, KG to class 3 for you to understand, all right? Do you agree to this? That is a question. You're a country person, you are a citizen of the country. You're also a part and parcel of building this country. Is it a good idea or a good directive from the education minister for teachers to use the local language, the Twi, all right, the Gan, the Ewe, the Mampruli, right, the Sisala, the Guan language, all right, the Alavanyo people, the one they speak, all right, these languages locally, do you think as a person, as a citizen of the country, do you think that it is appropriate for us to use our dialects, our language, local languages in teaching our students, our children here in our various schools? If you're also a teacher or a headmaster or a proprietor, proprietress watching me this morning, is it a good call for us to use our local languages in educating our young children here in Ghana from KG 3 to basic 3? Do you think it is appropriate? If it is a good call, send me a message, a WhatsApp message on 0543 874010. I repeat, send me a message on 0543 874010. I repeat, send me a message. It could be an SMS message or a WhatsApp message. Don't call this line when the show is getting to an end, 15 minutes or 20 minutes to time. We shall display the phone line itself on the screen for you to call, and I will also mention that number. But for now, the number displayed on your TV set is 0543 874010. 0543 874010. Send me a WhatsApp message or an SMS message telling me what you think the direction by the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu is. If it is good for you or if it is going to be very good for the country, tell me on SMS or maybe via WhatsApp. You can also send comments on Facebook and tell me that, oh, okay, Frankiln or Cadwell, it is a good idea. We should go ahead and implement it, teaching our children from KG to basic 3, all right, using the language, the Akan language, the Ewe, the Guan, the Gan, the Gadangbe, or whatever, in our various schools. And then also, residents of Ashaiman are calling on the government to give them traffic light on their roads. Not only traffic light, but also street light. Remember, if you are a countryman or you are a citizen listening to me or watching me this morning, wherever you may be, if there are no street light there, and there are no traffic lights on very, very prime roads, right? Okay, very, very usable roads, it means government is stealing you. Why do I say so? Because you, as a citizen, you are paying tax, all right? You are paying tax, whatever amount of electricity bill you go to pay, or water bill you go to pay, all right? And especially electricity bill. There is amount that you pay on light, street light, and traffic light. Yes, there is a tariff you pay, an amount, a little amount that you pay on street light, the provision of street light and traffic light. You won't see that you are paying that because it is being deducted directly from the amount you go to buy. So assuming you go to buy 20 cedis worth of what? Lights or credits for your home, that amount, okay, is deducted from that amount you went to buy. You understand? So I'm asking, if you don't have lights, street lights at where you are, you have to hold the government accountable. 2, if you don't have traffic lights on your streets, okay, you have to hold the government accountable because you are paying money and the government is not providing you with what? Street lights. You are paying what? Money for street lights to be provided for you on your streets, and those things are not that. It means government is stealing your money. So you have to call on the government wherever you are, okay, to provide you with your street lights and also traffic lights. If you are such a person, you don't have street lights on your streets, you can also send me a WhatsApp message or SMS message on 0543 874010. 0543 874010. So I'm going to take a breather. When I am back, all right, I'll read the messages and your comments, and then we go to health. Stay tuned.
Let me be. Radin shida we Yesu Kristo demo. Wakwa po kofi odro and America say fremo sofu gidigidi wati. Tie Radia bie kwan dia to ho se efira nopa. Hana eba ompa e na raditi. No the Samuel ebai. Tie Radia maya kwanya se fia da bia ye ntwe nanim ne ompa e. Empire gidi. Enemy shout Taifa Johnson. Refiner Chapel International Auditorium. Taifa Johnson. So do Taifa Johnson. Baby a ton spare personal. Messi baby a ton spare personal ankasa. For spare pass for any more. Net 2 Medica FF is sunny. Bones am a somebody is your Refiner Chapel International. Name is share fear be 7:30. Messi a fear no pa. 7:30. Ever then found our yesterday. Amen.
Hey, Ketri, nowadays the Moko fire expert full free amanona. Omo abeye ne kama ama we. Me expert e free amanone. Me, kana ya. Christ Power Aluminium Stainless and Frameless work at the romantic. Show me windows no. Yanko bathroom honom, na sankoya me bathroom honom. Sansha me door no, ni na eye. Christ Power Aluminium Stainless and Frameless work at the Roma. Ye niyama be bring. Say yes store frameless door, window flames, Akobon designs, bathroom frameless. Any pee ka ho say e ka flames nyuma kwa dia ene na ye wo ho no mo ye be ye niyama mo wani agye ho. Woni bibi ye sign so wa abotre ye no better na say ya kasa ya treche oni mam amwa huni ema ni so e biare ne bo ni wa ho odin be so no ya ma wafa ni aye duma eni dawo no mama o se ni e obehu ya o kase makofa expert efrabro train na aba no sa ni e be ya ma o ama wani so ase agye ho o hwe ya street kwan ya ye wo fanko ye sign so e wo kasoa unim fraying ewo 0242 445 5574 and I say 0537 855 593. Christ Power Aluminium Stainless and Flameless work. Flameless work is number 1.
All right, so welcome back to the program, and this is our agenda live on Off TV. We are also active on Facebook as well on YouTube. Now, this morning, we are going to talk to someone, a policy think tank. We are going to talk about the educational sector and the directive given by the education minister, including his deputy, Dr. Clement Park. But for now, this morning we are looking at health. All right, we are looking at health, and today it is very simple. We are going to look at the health benefits of using carrots. The health benefits of using carrots. But before that, I want to reiterate that you are a citizen, all right, and the directive given by Honorable Haruna Idrisu that he wants our local languages to be used to teaching our children from KG to primary 3, okay, using the local language to teach them. What do you think about that initiative? If that is going to help us or that is going to help our children, I hear that people say that if we use the local language in teaching our children, it is easy for them to understand the things they are being taught. Countries like China and Japan, I remember and I hear they use their languages in teaching their younger ones. And even countries like China, their younger ones from 0 to 10 years are not taught mainstream education like mathematics, those things that we do here, but they are taught about morality, how to behave as human, so that when they get to 10 years, there is where they are going to start the mainstream education. That is what they do, and they use their local languages in teaching. We want to implement same here, but from levels KG1 or KG to basic 3. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? And you can send in your message on 0543 874010. On 0543 874010. I'll be kind enough to read your opinion to the entire world to hear you. So you can also send your comment on Facebook and then also subscribe to our channel on YouTube as well. Now, and also as well, lights or street lights in your vicinities or on your street where you are, or maybe traffic lights where you are, a very dangerous road having no traffic lights. If you are having such things, you are not having such things on your roads, especially street lights, just text me, send me a text via SMS or maybe WhatsApp telling me what you think about it and mention the location where you are. All right, I'll read it to the government to hear, because you pay, all right, you pay a tariff on street light and a traffic light. But if it is not provided for you, it means government is misappropriating your funds, or misapplicating your funds. Now today, on the health segment, we are looking at carrots. Like I said, okay, we are looking at carrots. It is both vegetable and fruits, because people chew it raw, all right, and that is what is being displayed on your screen. Carrots. We are looking at its benefits. Now, first of all, yes, director will display those on the screen. But first of all, it boosts immune system. All right, carrots boost your immune system. Yes, it's like it is becoming like all the fruits and vegetables that we mention here or we talk about here on the health segment boosts our immune system. So why then, the question, do we not use it? Or why then do we not use them? Because many of them, we ignore them and chew lots of meat, red meat, right? The chicken, the tilapia. Even, okay, fine, the tilapia is okay, all right? The fish is better than red meat, but too much of this red meat, all right, without using vegetables and fruits is very, very dangerous to your life, all right? So if you take in lots of carrots, all right, it boosts your immune system. Boosting your immune system means it strengthens, all right? It gives some sort of boosting or strength to your immune system. That is one benefit of using carrot. Like I said, you can add it to your staple. You can also chew it raw. That is it. It also lowers risk of heart disease. It also does lowers the risk of heart disease. All right. I always talk about the heart and the immune system. All right. Your heart is your machine, like I always say. All right, so if your heart is not functioning well, it means you're not eating well. And for your heart to function well, find carrot, all right? Find carrot to use. Eat always, just eat it. Keep chewing it. It'll help to lower the risk of what? Heart disease that may affect your heart. Now, it improves digestion. Yes, this is also one dangerous aspect of our lives, where you eat late into the night and you did not even find any fruit to help digestion, like fruits like pineapples, the acidic fruit like pineapples and oranges, all right? That will help digestion, but we just go and sleep. And sooner or later, you see your stomach being protruded like a pregnant woman when you are not pregnant, all right? So if you want to avoid all this in your life, just look for carrot, chew enough, add more to your staples or your food you like to eat, and it will improve your what? Your digestion. Ebeboa ama waduan wedino amashi and I break it down, all right, for the use of your what? Your body. Then it also boosts your energy. Wow, it gives you energy. So don't go to the store or the provision store and tell the woman that I want to buy energy drink. All right, I don't want to mention it. Energy drink. All right. So don't go to the store or go to the provisions shop and say that, "Mommy, give me energy drink." Those energy drinks are not healthy for your life. They are not good at all for your system. All right. So instead of using such energy drinks, all right, and especially most of them containing caffeine and so on and so forth, they are not good for your health. So look for organic way or means of what? Okay, boosting your energy by using what? Carrot. So you use a lot of carrot just to boost your what? Energy, so that you get that vigor, that alacrity to go on your duties, not to get tired and be found boredom or maybe fatigue, all right? And then also it promotes healthy skin. It promotes what? Healthy what? Skin, all right? Especially the ladies who want to look attractive, and you want your skin to look nourished, look tender, soft, and look shiny, so that when your husband sees you, he will be like, "Hey, my girl, let's go to the room there." All right. So if you want your skin to be nourished, just use lots of carrot. Because yes, I think I even see some creams or body lotions that contain carrots. So it means if you use a lot of carrots, all right, it will help your skin to be nourished, to look shiny and tender. That is why people use it for producing some body lotions that you apply on your skin after bathing. But it also controls diabetes, all right? Mojambroso, that is what they say, it, right? Diabetes. If you are a diabetes and you want to control it, please, you have to use lots of carrots. Just chew them, all right? But make sure you wash them well before you chew them. And then prevent cancer. Yes, yesterday I spoke about cancer. Lots of cancers in our system: throat cancer, heart cancer, liver cancer, prostate cancer, breast cancer. All of these cancers. If you want to control them, all right, just use a lot of what is the name? Carrot, so that you don't go to the doctor for the doctor to use surgery gadgets on you, or surgery knives on your stomach or any part of your body, cut you before treating you. No, please. If you don't want to go through that, just find carrot. Lots of carrot. We have a lot of carrot on our market. Even during the dry season, you see lots of carrots on our market, all right? And it is also cultivated in Ghana here, so you can get lots of them and chew, all right, for your help, just to prevent cancers, breast cancer, and so on and so forth. Remember, we are in the month of breast cancer awareness. And lastly, it improves vision. It improves what? Vision. You don't want to go blind, right? Or you don't want to be seeing things at a shorter range or a longer range, all right? Or you don't want to be seeing things blurry, all right? You have to use a lot of carrot, all right? Just to help you, so that help your eye to be healthy, so you can see clearly, crystal clear. See me on the TV always, all right? And do whatever you want to read very well, so that when you are reading, the words won't look like the words won't look hazy on your face or on your eye, all right? So they will look so clear to you. So if you want to have very clear vision, just get lots of carrots. Carrots are not expensive, all right, like other fruit and vegetables. So just get carrots and use them. They will help you to go on in life. So this is all about carrot this morning, and this is about health. Somebody sent a message, and it says that, good morning, host, Mr. Host. Let government know that in Kintampo, our problem of street light. Okay, thank you. The location let me get that. The location are our highway road. Okay, so you are talking about your high street, all right, administration road and some of electoral areas from Kojo Sumaila, Kintampo. Okay, Kojo Sumaila, thank you for that message, but I think you are talking about street lights not on your roads, very used roads, very busy roads, not having, or junctions that are not having roads at Kintampo. So thank you so much, Kojo Sumaila, for that message. Keep watching Off TV. So if government officials are listening, they are watching this morning, Kintampo area, all right? Kojo Sumaila says that Kintampo North, to be precise, that street lights are not there, whereas he's paying for street lights wherever he goes to buy light bill or prepaid for his house. Thank you so much for that message. Now, we are going to take a breather, and my guests are already here. They are going to be seated, all right, for us to dissect, all right, and trisect, all right, the issues that I've laid before you this morning, especially the Education Ministry's directive for teachers, all right, to use our local languages in teaching from KG to what? To basic 3. What do you think about that? I am still waiting for your message. Somebody has sent a message already. I am still waiting for yours. And then also we'll be looking at 278 small-scale mining licenses revoked just yesterday, all right? The Minerals Commission, including or together with government, have revoked some 278 small-scale mining licenses because some of them, their licenses have expired. They didn't go to renew their licenses, but they are still working. That is illegal. That is tantamount to illegal. You're having a license to mine. When it expires and you don't go to renew it, that is illegal, all right? And also some of them not going according to, or they are flouting the mining rules or regulations. Yes, some of them, those whose licenses have been revoked, they are involved in flouting mining regulations. Okay, mining alongside river banks, mining on the river, mining in forestry areas, and mining at places where you are not allowed to mine. That is what? Flouting mining regulations. And mining, after mining, you not being able to reclaim that land. You just leave it and left, all right? People go there and they fall into the ditches, the holes you created, and they die because those holes are hoarded with what? Water, rainwater. So I'll take a breather. When I'm back, my guests will sit down and then we start the discussions. But I am very soon, before they take their seats, I am very soon going to have someone very important to me and very important to Ghana. He is a think tank, and he is Peter Bismarck-Kofi. He is president of Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation. And all right, so I need to take a break. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Purify my heart. Let me be.
Giddy. Yeah, me say. Aye, giddy. From us off giddy. What? Kwasia da ayo sum kase. Ti asema make na pay. Kwasia da ufiri mampo na ba kuma bodumase. Kono ngota kora de kumase. Asante achima go bia so kota fajanse. Every any monyam appear with Taifa Johnson. Giddy to me can yanko. Our didn't be pig diggity. I can't to be pig diggity. Cosio be pig men tena ha memu. Engu him, engu amaniemu, or how mu, question no pa is a miracle service. Any and somewhat Taifa Johnson. Mr. Taifa Johnson, who fear the light in a chip. So do Taifa Johnson, how there baby, a more ton spare person. Who follow my number bones and somebody needs to have so Refiner Chapel International. For a number they go in him, or you ran our friend me. Ever didn't shit out. Giddy. Frame of soft giddy what? God bless you.
Refiner's fire.
Bra, na na hefa na usi dynasty ya oni nanti ya more than 1 hour. Untumi nche me bia dynasty. Eno so ye dey no no.
Bra nyanto boase. Asemba nya botre, bra.
Aseme na aba asema me nya botre.
Nya botre wo de yenko fie.
Approach ten ye easy oboga. Ya wo kana de jai.
Wo da ma kuma to ya. Mini usika.
Emu awo.
Basi dai no. Say me send you pictures. Pictures am send ma nyina kire say basi dai no.
Pictures I seen many me then you was in different for what I'm seeing. Do you think it's easy to be in US?
What Ghana ha ana abrochire. Wo pese we si wo fie, office, school ana edai biara wo pe. Obi aye 419 pen. Kai say ebusuafo ni namfofuo betimi edi ohuamo. Nanso mema nei how ya di wona wo makodel mo e wo dansie mu beba abesi wo dan na mawo se ya wo pe ne pepepe na wonim bibi eye ne nyina no no ye betimi ahwe wo dan no so amawo esiesie mo abo ho ban amawo abra wo ne ho se wo pencheche mu bia fa no ma na eda o TV nani no na frɛ yen.
All right, so welcome back to the program, and this is our agenda live on Off TV. We are also live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Now, today we are here once again, and I have someone on the line, and that is Peter Bismarck Kofi. He's president of Ilapi, Ghana. Mr. Kofi, good morning if you're on the line.
Yes, a very good morning to you and your viewers.
Yes, sir. I believe you are doing well, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm great here.
Great. And how is Ilapi?
You're doing well.
How is Ilapi, Ghana now?
We are doing well. We're doing our best to drive the necessary reforms in there to create a prosperous society for all Ghanaians.
All right. Very well. And the reason why we actually invited you to join the discussion or conversation is because it was 3 days ago that the Minister for Education, that is Honorable Haruna Idrisu, made a directive that schools should use our local dialect, that is our local languages, in teaching in our various schools. It became, people started talking about it. It became a public outcry, and but later on, the Deputy Education Minister, that is Dr. Clement Apak, actually came to explain what his boss actually meant, that that initiative is to begin from KG to basic 3. What do you have to say about this, Mr. Kofi?
It's very difficult to hear you. Could you please speak that again?
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Kofi?
Yeah, it's okay now. Yeah.
All right. So if you didn't hear me, I was saying that the Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, actually has directed that schools should use our local languages in teaching our students or our children from basic KG to basic 3. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Yeah, so I do agree on the part that languages are key, because the Chinese are using the Chinese language to teach from the basic school right to the universities. The Germans are using the German language. The Polish are using the Polish language. You know, the Mexicans, the Spanish. You know, everything is almost done in their local language. Others is the native language, or a common language. Now in Ghana, we have always been grappling with what language to use and how do you go about it because of our multi-ethnic society we have and the cosmopolitan nature of our languages at various towns and cities across the country. So I've been a teacher before. I've worked 18 years, taught in the government sector for 4 years as a trained teacher. And although this is laudable, the infrastructures and the necessary framework isn't there. I must confess, there's nothing to show that we can use our local language to teach, even from the KG to the basic 3, because I know there's a language policy that says that from KG we use 80% local language and 20% English language. Then as you progress from KG to primary 1, progressively it reduces to 80 to 70 and then 30. Then so by the time you get to basic 3, you should have I think 60 and 40. That is 60% English and then 40% what do you call local language. So it's progressive. But the challenge has to do with the training colleges. Okay. So the teacher training colleges we have in the country, they teach different languages. I went to the interim training college in the Cadwell. Now I did that. That's the language I studied. It shows that at the training college, every trainee must study a language, a local language. So it's either the Ga or the Fanti or the Santi Trade or Pupi or whatever. And every training college has its own listed languages. So you could have Gonja in the northern region, but when you come to the Coupon Training College or Kibi or Aka Training College, you don't have such a language there. You will have the Ewe in the St. Francis Training College in the whole, but then you will not be studying Ewe here. But look at the difference. When you are taught, let's say, Ewe in Volta region, but you are posted to a place called Nzema. Okay. Then when you get there, they don't speak Ewe, but you are taught Ewe. Okay. They are going to use 80% of the native language, the local language, called Nzema, to do your teaching in KG. So if you are posted to KG, which you have no knowledge about the Nzema, but you are taught Ewe at the St. Francis Training College, alright, okay? How would you be able to communicate with the kids? Because I did that while I was in the training college, but I was posted to a farm place where I was teaching in a community full of Ewes. They didn't even understand the tree much. Everything was in Ewe. I had to fight my way out to understand the basis of the Ewe language for 2 years. You see? So if I was put into the KG, I was in class for them, it was so difficult for me to communicate because they don't understand the English and they also don't understand the Chi. Okay, so yes, we can do it, but the way we post the teachers around for the languages they studied in school, it will be difficult for any teacher to implement this language policy of 80-20 at KG and progressing to class 3. It will be very, very difficult. It will be very difficult. So until that, then we have to start looking at how we post teachers. Languages studied in all the training colleges and the languages studied in the various communities or districts where teachers will be posted to, so that we can align. Because if you put me from Greater Accra Training College or Accra Training College to the northern region of Bandai, okay, where they will be speaking a different language, Kotokoli, where I can speak the Kotokoli language, and I will be posted to class 1 to teach, and I have to use the local language called the L1, okay, for my teaching. At that level, it will be difficult. Secondly, all the mode of instructions at the clinical are in English language. Okay, so whether mathematics, science, media and technology, creative arts, social studies, everything is taught in the English language. Now, when you get to the language policy, if I move out from the training college, teacher training college, to the field to teach, I have to use 80% of the local language. How would I be teaching in my mathematics whilst I was taught ever in Volta region? Okay, so if all the mode of instructions at the training college are full of English language, then it goes, or it makes it impossible to use the L1 to teach mathematics or use the L1 to teach science, because the teacher was not science in the local language, in Nzema or in Ewe or in Ghana or Asante or Katumpi or Fanti. Even the Fanti, there are different types. And where I was even put it to in the Franklin, I can say the language was cosmopolitan. Although it's Ewe, but there were different types and levels of Ewe. So you have the Anglo type of Ewe, you have the Agave type of Ewe, you have the Metal type of Ewe, you have the Bato type of Ewe. Right? So the pronunciations are different when you get there. So the posting is what we have to look at. And then we also have to look at the mode of instruction at the training college. Because if you teach me science in Equatunchi, and you have put me to a community of Equatons, obviously I can teach because I was taught science and mathematics in that. So if you are teaching me integers in mathematics, in Nzema, and I'm put to Nzema, I'll be able to teach integers. I'll be able to teach the addition and subtraction in the Nzema for the child to understand and progressively move from the Nzema language to English. So until we're able to address these two gaps, it will be difficult for us to use the L1. Okay, at the basic level, especially from the lower primary to the upper primary, which English becomes the highest mode of teaching as against the L1.
Okay. Because of lack of time, I want to ask, you rightly alluded to the fact that Ghana is cosmopolitan. Is that going to be a hindrance? Should we try implementing this particular policy?
Yeah, it's going to be a hindrance until we accept a common language. Okay, we need to accept a common language across the country.
Okay,
right. So that when we go out there to training colleges, a common language will be taught. So you can have two languages. I know outside the country, like the Western countries, so they learn two languages. So you can learn the German language, which is a common language. Then you learn any other language called French or Spanish. Right? So French or Spanish will determine which school you will be teaching that when you are posted. So we should have a common language, which will be taught in all the training colleges. Then we will have other two options, whether to read maybe Kwatimpi or whether to read Fancy or to read Gonja or Dabani. Based on your interest, you choose that and you learn. When that common language is there, everyone will be okay at learning and understanding that from it, and the kids will be taught in that. Okay, so without the common language and without the second and third languages offered in the training colleges, it is absolutely impossible, and the minister knows that. You see, one thing is that we often announce policies without the infrastructures or the frameworks, and that's what has been done. Sometimes we write the policies, well-written policies, documented with all the necessary frameworks, but we don't have the infrastructure. Currently, the whole thing is about infrastructure, and then coming to consensus to agree on a common language for the country, and then the training colleges taking these common languages in their various schools to teach the teachers, and they move down there to teach. And then we have, as I said, another language we can learn. Currently, we have our third language called the French, so almost every school in Ghana tries to learn French. But remember, not every training college will teach French or teach French. Okay, they are created to training college to teach French or to learn French for. Whereas others have to go all over with the English language and other languages. So a common language is a panacea. And then we have another language that one must learn in addition to the common language. Whereas he studies the various subjects, whether in other mode of language instructions, we are fine. Then we can move forward as a country. The policy which was enacted since 2002 is still there. This was a 2002 policy, the language policy. And since 1925 to 1967, we had other policies of using local languages, which were well documented along the line until we had a perfect language policy in 2022. Sorry, 2002. And since 2002, we have still been grappling and fighting over a common language as well as which kind of language to use for mode of instruction. That will not help. Get a common language and look for another second or third language to adapt to the common language and go out there to teach using the L1 language at the basic schools. And progressively, we can become a nation with one language. And all our books, the books will be written in that language. But if you go to KG schools, the books are being written in English. The textbooks are written in English. Yet you are expected to use L1 to teach the science at the basic level, the writings at the basic level, right? So that wouldn't help because Nzema has its own letters. Everest has has their own way of writing their own alphabet, and the Fantis have their alphabets. Okay, and the Gonjas have their alphabets. The Kutokoli have their alphabet. So a common language that will be learned by everyone, irrespective of their ethnicity, and then a second language that will be chosen by the grade teachers for them to go out there and teach, and that will be the solution.
I see. And lastly, in 2 minutes, you spoke about a common language. It means it will need an enactment by Parliament, isn't it?
Come again.
If you spoke about common language, and I am asking, it means there should be an enactment by Parliament. Is that correct?
Exactly. That should come from Parliament. But to do that, there should be a cultural consensus. Okay, culturally, all the various ethnic groups and their leaders must come together to accept a common language.
Okay.
And that becomes a law, right? And then we translate that from the law to the classrooms, and that will work. Okay, but now every ethnic group is fighting for language dominance, right? So the ones are saying that let's do Akan, right? The others will say no, we also do Ewe. Then the Northerners will also say let's do our language. Then the Gans will say let's do our language. You could even see what happened with the Obate and Welcome and Wezo. You saw what happened. So there's that fight, there's that dominance. Everybody wants to dominate his own language. So if we don't come together, including the religious bodies, because you remember when you go to some of the churches, even the Bible, they will read Tree, somebody will read Dande and the rest before they do the preaching. So it's going to be a national consensus. It could be a referendum for this. Though it's going to be expensive, but we settle the discourse, the debates around which language to choose. Once there's a referendum and then you're able to pick the language, you enact it, you make it a law. And then most of our books should be translated. When you look at all the appliances we buy and they write made in China, sometimes they interpret it also in Chinese. Right? When you pick up things from France, or things written in French, or appliances from French, from France, some of them are written in French again, apart from the English. Right? But the English makes it more global. Okay, but the second language makes it more specific to a particular country and its source because of cultural identity. So to preserve cultural identity, let us also have a common language and a second language for our cultural identity and a common language for communication, and that will help us. When we go anywhere, be proud of our language. Germans are proud of their language. If you go to Germany and want to speak to someone in English, he or she pretend as if he or she doesn't understand the English language. He will prefer you speak in German and respond in German. In Italy, the same thing. They prefer you speak in Italian language as compared to the English. And that is a common language. Right? But within Italy and within German, there are other ethnic languages existing there. But it's a common one everybody will be reading. And that is what has made them the Germans. Same as we need to also go by our Ghanaian language. Let's pick one. I mean, there are numerous languages. Every community has its own language. But it's almost getting it's one that is getting more popular. And if we can all settle on one out of the lots as a common language. But remember, you're not going to leave behind your language. That is why still you have a second language of your ethnic group being taught in school, depending on the location of the university or the location of the training college. And that will still guide it. Fortunately, there's a language university at the University of Education in Ibadan, in Jumako. And you have a whole set of students learning these various languages 4 years with a degree, and some of them are really masters and PhD in that. And that's awesome. So these universities and then the institutes of languages will come together and create a common language for us, and accept the common language for us. And we move as a country. Look at our laws. The laws we learn, the constitution, we can't find a constitution in the common language. Everything is written in English. Yeah. So if you don't understand how to read and interpret the constitution in English, though the law is made for you, you understand that ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Okay. So if you have a constitution written in one common language, it's going to be so beautiful. To be beautiful. That the law made for you to drive our democracy is written in a common language. And other languages can also pick them up. So I'm saying that the whole issue lies in the training colleges. If we don't start from there, we will be thinking we will only do the abstract activism or the abstract advocacy. Hey, I'm instructing you use local language in this, but I never learned in Zuma. So how do I use Zuma to teach the students in the classroom? I'll give you an example of my experience.
Yes.
In a farm place.
Very well.
I'm not an ever. Okay, I'm an account. But fortunately, I understand that very well. So I did that as a course at the training college. I did that from the primary through to the training college.
Okay.
And when I was posted in every community. How then do I community?
Okay.
My God there.
All right.
So we should start and understand the posting. Posting of teachers must change now. We should be conscious about the posting. And then when it comes to what should be taught in the training colleges too, let's have a common language.
All right.
So we can move out as a country.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much and for your time, and bless you wherever you are. That was Peter Bismarck Kofi. He is President, Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation, Ghana. That is ILAPI, Ghana. So that is it. That's what he said. We need a common language. But here are my guests. I have here with me Edu Say, his communications team member on the ticket of NPP. Mr. Eddie, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm well, I would say.
Okay.
My health is very strong, but
okay.
I still like
oh, very well. Very well. Very well. Thanks for honoring our invitation, but you are in the Amasama constituency, am I correct?
That's right.
So now SEDEM is your minister, your MP. All right. And NPP at Amasama, how you feel?
It's fine for my knowledge, for what I know. I don't do active politics within that constituency.
Okay.
But I'm in the moon that the party is doing so well there. The executives are really blessed. Once you are in opposition, there will be haters, especially at fresh opposition. There will be haters one way or the other. But we pray that by the end of next year, the party will finally play. It's very normal when you move into opposition, you blame games, caution games here and there. Nobody wants to understand the fact that he or she is at cause of whatever the party is doing. You cannot blame that person. But at the end of the day, we need to unite, regroup, and then set our heads forward for what is ahead of us in 2028.
All right, thank you. And that is, Eddie Edu Say, his communications team member on the tickets of the NPP. And I also have here Samuel Okan, his communications team member, NDC. Mr. Samuel, welcome back once again.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. By the grace of God, everything is moving on.
Yeah.
My party is also doing well as far as the constituency is concerned. That's one constituency. Government is also doing so well, but I have a very big problem. And when I was seated there, I heard you talking about street lights.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in a community called Oshuma.
Okay.
Yes, it is within
the Amasama.
Yeah, the Amasama constituency. We have a serious issue about street lights.
Okay.
People are being attacked at night and what have you. So I think government should come to our aid and support us, provide us with more street lights.
Okay.
I don't want to play the blame games, but I know for sure that the street light contract was given to one of the presidential the flag bearer aspirants of the opposition party. So today, if I don't have street lights in my community, automatically I have to blame that person. But that's not why we are here. So I will not delve deeper into that particular.
But I think it is worrying.
Yeah, it's a big problem,
and we pay for.
It's a very big problem.
The reason why I'm disturbed is because we pay for.
You see, women are constantly attacked. Sometimes their phones have been taken. Yeah. Sometimes their monies. You know how difficult it is to get money in this country. Yeah. Most of the women are working with loan. They go for loans from companies, and you know how they struggle to pay these monies back. So if at one night, within a period of, let's say, 5 minutes, something that I'm struggling to even pay, and within a period of 10, 20 minutes, somebody can just pull a knife or something at me or take it from me, all because we don't have enough lighting. Then it means it is a very big problem. So I would say that government should come to our aid, provide us with more street lights. Yeah. In fact, the Amasama constituency is the 3rd largest constituency in Ghana. My brother is, I don't know the part of the constituency it is, but if you are talking about one of the constituencies that is less developed, it is Amasama.
Okay.
Yes, it is Amasama. Okay. Initially, in fact, I was born in Obuasi. So I came to Amasaman constituency somewhere in 1997. So I've lived with them for a very long
so many years
now. So I know them. I know when the constituency was, in fact, it was one. Yes, it was
Trouble and Amasaman.
So it was divided somewhere 2012, and then we got the Amasaman, we got the Trouble Amasaman constituency. But if you look at the Amasaman constituency itself, it is lacking development. The young people there are not getting jobs to do. Our inner roads are very poor, if my brother can attest to what I'm saying. I don't know the parts he stays, but where I live, Oshuma, sometimes when it rains, you don't get a car. Yes, sometimes people have to remove their shoes
and cross in the paddle,
water.
Really?
Yes, because when it rains, the whole area will get flooded, and when you are even crossing, sometimes the water will be somewhere here, very deep. So I would say that government should come to our aid, because the third largest constituency in Ghana, when we are talking about development, we should see some of the developmental projects in this particular constituency. But even you go and check the status of our hospital, the district hospital. In fact, it is not something good that we can talk about. So that is my little problem. Unfortunately enough, it is my party that is in power. So please, this one, Honorable Seden and the MC, you know the problems and you campaign on the problems. So I would say that since you know the problems and you campaign and the people have listened to you and voted for you massively, we won by about 13,000 votes. That shows how the people were ready to vote for change.
Right.
So I would say that they shouldn't disrespect the people's vote. I am an NDC person, but this one I have to be frank with them. They shouldn't disrespect the people's will. The reason for which the people voted for them, I would say that they should return that favor into development for the people of Amasaman.
Thank you.
But before I will end my preliminary comments, I would like to wish my brother a happy birthday, the one that comes after me. He's celebrating his birthday today, and I wish him well. He's also a good young.
What's his name?
Tradition. His name is Foster. Foster Ni Kwansa Rexford. He's celebrating his birthday today. So, if you have any opportunity or any medium you can wish him for me with all the English words, I will be very glad, because he is a man after my heart. I really like him. I wish him well. Okay, so that is so kind. Okain on the tickets of the NDC, Samuel Okain, and but I want to come back to you, Mr. Eddie. I do say it was last week that I heard the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu sending a directive to all schools, to start using our local dialect in teaching our children. I hope you've heard that. Yeah. So how do you think that?
So in just 30 seconds, let me just clear this. Honorable Kennedy Onyeka Japan was actually it's in the know that he was awarded a contract with respect to street lights.
The name again?
Honorable Kennedy Onyeka Japan. Yes, is on the know. But then there have been change of government. Other people, street lights is just like bulbs, ordinary bulbs that we have. Even if it is fixed today, in about 6 months' time to come, there could be a fault. I remember in August 28th, it was a Thursday, the Honorable Regional Minister directed all MCs to ensure that she's giving them 2 weeks ultimatum to fix all street lights. All issues with street lights should be a thing of the past. And we are entering November this weekend. And today we are here talking about and still blaming Honorable Kennedy Onyeka Japan, which is very, very unfortunate. People voted for you because you complained that the MPP was not performing. Let us fix the issues, let us get it done, and that will help us. And then back to my sector minister, the Honorable Minister of Education, comments on using
the local language in teaching
for teaching. I mean, when you look at so many developed worlds, I think the use of their local language side by side with internationally recognized languages is actually helping them. Yes. We can follow China so much, but today I can tell you people are traveling from Africa to China to go and teach English. People are traveling from Africa, especially Ghana, to go and teach English in schools, Chinese institutions. Why? The producers forgive me, I'm not feeling so well, that's why I still in AC and kind of The reason being that English, for that matter, is almost like a general language across the world. So no matter how it is, for business purposes, even Chinese understand it. The issue with Ghana it's a little complicated. China speaks Chinese. Ghana don't speak any language called Ghanese or Ghanaian language. We extend with Ghanaian language, but we have about 44 written languages in Ghana. Sure. So, assuming I'm in Accra, even within Accra, let me group it for you. From Pokuasi through to wherever I stay, for Biman area, most of the schools are still doing Asante Tree. Yes. Even around Achimota here, there are so many international schools that are doing Asante Tree. Forgive me, producer. Very, very sorry. And when you go to the proper Ga communities, the Osu, the Accra areas, you see that they are also doing Ga as a language in their institutions. And when you take Adenta areas who climbing there, people are doing a Krapim tree. So you will see that even within the Accra vicinity, a place that is properly known as a Ga area, we still have sections, schools doing languages per the people staying around, per the population that they have. I mean, it's only in Asante region that is like about 99% of schools are running Asante Tree. Only in Asante region. When you go to Tamale, there are various languages within Tamale, various languages that Mani, whatever, that people speak. So today, if we decide to go KG to, is it KG? KG2, yes, Music 3. Almost the foundation class. Exactly. The foundation class. Yeah. And we want to do away, except if the minister wants to tell me that we are not going to use English as our official language again. But if English still remains the official language for Ghana, then the foundation, we cannot just do away with it right from the foundation. Because the foundation is the KG1, KG2, Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, where the children pick the fluency from. They need to understand whatever they are saying. So, if we are going that way, it means that, as my brother was saying earlier, it means that we are going to have one common language, or two, possibly. Then, we stick to that. And we believe that we are going to force even that common language to be a transactional language for us as a people in Ghana. Because we cannot just learn it. Yes, commercially, the language should be accepted. The language should be accepted that if somebody is traveling to the country, the person is ready to even have business in that language. I mean, you cannot go to China without having a little bit of especially when you're going for business purpose. Sure. So even our women who travel to China, Japan, Korea, and the rest, sometimes they have some 3 months, 4 months courses in that very language. If you go to Germany, you cannot say you stay in Germany and work and be successful without learning their language. And it's a common language. So the idea is good, but it is in a complex environment that we have so many languages. And the way we do our teaching system, when they are out of the colleges, we just blast the postings. So me, when I do say, that is the teachers. Yeah, when I do say who is used to only Asante Tree and English language, and a little small French, I'll be posted to, let's say, Upper West. A place far from home. And maybe I learned early childhood education. And I'm supposed to teach in KG2 or Class 1. And I'll be posted to Upper West. How do you expect me to teach those kids from the scratch? And if we decide to also go that way, that okay, then where you are from, that is where you are supposed to be teaching. Other communities will be lacking teachers. And we know that. Yes. Other communities will be lacking teachers because there are sometimes people who are not even interested in learning languages. You know, the idea of languages, when I was in the university, I saw my colleagues who are reading English. Then sometimes I used to ask them questions like, why are you learning English? Why are you not learning a program like IT? Why are you not learning a program like something that looks like you get a skill? And then when I came out and become a person of the Tibet background where I believe in Sanu Juma, I still stand by that argument. Why would you go to school and learn Dagbani and read PhD in Dagbani? I mean, what outside teaching, I don't see people doing well in languages. Outside teaching, and maybe the tourism aspect, where there are influences into tourism and communicators. Yes, so we find ourselves in a complex environment. That even people who does languages, their pockets, they don't do well so much than the people who do the handiwork. So I want us to have a proper discussion about this. As my brother was saying in the interview, we need to understand that, okay, fine, Ghana is now going to have one official language, and that is going to be a difficult thing.
To choose. Exactly.
Even recently, you see this welcome Apapa thing. You know, now everybody wants to protect his or her culture.
Exactly.
Such that they want to protect their language. I mean, and I understand that. Because we, the Asantes, if you don't take care, we will, because our language is cheap to learn. Very easy.
It's very easy to learn. That is a fact.
And even with the tree that we speak, we have a Krapin tree, Fanti tree, Bono tree, Asanti tree.
The hunter is
just
there.
The tree, one tree, you know. See the number of trees that we have. And I'm, even recently, I was told that even in the Volta region, like when they speak, there are differences.
Yeah, there are two.
It varies.
Two differences.
So you see, our issue is not like China. Our issue is that we are a multi-language country. And it's going to be difficult pushing people to that level. I told a friend yesterday that surprisingly somebody who was born a Ga, raised in a community, proper Ga community, scored grade 9 in Ga.
Yeah.
And
this may get one in.
Yes, and this person by chance, because Ga was not used as a core subject, got the opportunity, sailed through to maybe the training college, and they say, oh, because you are a Ga, you are learning early childhood, you are going to teach in Ga. What are these kids going to learn? So we need to have a proper discussion about this. Okay. And if it's going to be only medium, so that the people will understand, I think that is the idea. So that it's going to be the medium of communicating with the kids so that they will understand. We shouldn't do away with the official language, which still remains the English, so that the foundation will be loose. Because these countries that we are taking examples from, you realize that they are not good at speaking English.
That is true. Chinese.
But the Chinese are not interested in speaking English because their language is accepted for business transactions and they are okay. So if we are able to select our languages such that when I travel to even Burkina, I'll get somebody who is ready and who has learned to do a business transaction in my language, and I'm okay and I'm good to go, then in that regard, we will accept that we go that level. Else, then we have to look at it again and come back and have a proper discussions around it, so that almost the 44 languages or so that we have, everybody will get a fair portion, and it will be useful at the end of their education. It wouldn't be like they just used it and that is it.
Okay. All right. So we are discussing the use of our local languages in teaching in our various schools, and the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu actually said, gave a direction that that policy should begin from KG to Basic 3. What do you think about it? You can send your message via WhatsApp on 0543-874010, 0543-874010. Facebook is also there. We are waiting for your comment. We are also live on YouTube. Now, Samuel, okay. Now, what is your take on that, the policy? What do you think?
I think it is a good idea.
All right.
Yeah. I will not say that because I am an NDC person, so
yeah.
Just like my brother has stated, the idea is a good one, but it is because of the environment within which we find ourselves. That is why we are now sitting here talking about it. Because if you remember, there was a time that even Speaker of Parliament proposed that the parliamentarians should try to communicate using their local languages. Because at the end of the day, you realize that some parliamentarians will go to parliament and they are not so fluent in the English language. But when you go to their various constituencies, they are delivering.
The flutes,
which is an evidence that you don't necessarily need the English language before you can deliver as a leader or as a person or as a worker. You get my point. The policy, what I understand about this introduction is, I feel the government wants a situation where the children will be able to understand certain concepts before they grow.
Of our local languages.
Very good. But where I have a problem is where the minister says it should be compulsory. That is where I think I have a problem. But just like my brother said, I'm a Ga. I got the opportunity to school in Ashanti region, so I can write both Ga and Chi. Because I'm a Ga, after DHS, I came to Accra and I forced myself to learn the Ga tree. It was forced.
Okay.
What helped me was that my father was able to teach us the Ga at home when we were in Obuasi.
Okay.
So before I came to Accra, even though I cannot ride a gun, but I can speak. And you know, normally local languages, if you can speak but you cannot write, learning how to write is not all that difficult, provided you can speak. So I was very surprised when my brother said a Ghana wrote BEC, just like you can write science and get F9. It is the same thing that you can also write your local language and get F9. Because when you go to the class, there are some people, even if you put the examination, whatever, in their brains, they will take it out and give it to you and still write and fail. Exactly. Those ones are normal. I think this policy should have been introduced right from somewhere 1957 or 1960, when we gained our independence. But Ghana will adopt one local language. Me, I'm a Ghana, but today if you ask me to propose a language to be used in Ghana, I will choose P. Right. After SHS, I got the opportunity to teach. And today, if you like go to most of the Accra schools and conduct a survey, you realize that you go to a class and about 70 people, the guys there are less than 10. That is? Yes. Because of the fact that Accra is the capital of Ghana, people have come here and we have to accept them. In fact, they have dominated. Today, if you come to the Amasaman constituency, in fact, I didn't even know my brother is also coming from Amasaman constituency until he introduced himself. But you see the name he's mentioning mentioning Eduse. I'm also mentioning Okai. Even though we are all Ghanaians, but when it comes to our local language, we are coming from entirely different background. But you see today, I went to his hometown, I learned his language. He has also come to my hometown, he's staying here, but he doesn't want to learn my language. And he said, yes, because you've grown. When you grow and you want to change your tongue, it is a very difficult thing. So I think we should base our minds on the fact that the government is focused on the children getting certain understanding right from their basic level. When I was teaching, I realized that sometimes when you are teaching the children and you have completed secondary school, maybe you have gone to the university, so your ability, your command over the English language cannot be compared to that of the child who is coming from the house with the Ga or the P or whatever. So I think government should rather make it a mix. That if you are a teacher and you find yourself in an environment where a lot of P speaking children are there, you can use the P and use the English alongside, because what we are saying, we are not saying we are cancelling the English entirely. No. The English is still there. Do you get my point? And the focus is now on the children understanding certain concepts before they grow. So we think, or as a nation, we think that using the local language to communicate with the children in class, it is one of the things that will help them to get the understanding proper before they begin to grow in whatever they want to study as human beings. So I think when we make it compulsory, I have a little problem over there. But when we make it flexible, that Mr. Dusi, you are now in Greater Accra. When you are teaching and you find yourself in a class where the majority of the children can understand the P, you can use the P to teach them. But if you make it compulsory, then it means when a teacher is also teaching and he or she uses English, it is illegal. The moment you make it legal, lawful, that it is compulsory, when you are teaching, use P or use Ga to teach, then it means when you are speaking English over there within that context, you speaking P becomes what? Illegal. But ask yourself, are all the people in that class understanding that language? One language? Hell no. And that is why I think the law must be flexible. That when you find yourself in a class where the class is a mixture of, let's say, Ga, the P, you look at the number of people speaking P, and then you, the teacher, the one that is comfortable for you, and use it. But to make it compulsory, I think it is a problem.
Now, in making it compulsory, don't you think schools should be designated? There are so many schools in Ghana here. Schools should be designated in that these particular schools should teach P. This one should also teach P. So teachers then know basically that I am there for Ghana. So that the compulsory aspect over here will be what properly implemented. What do you think about that?
I think that one is okay. To me, I think government should just be, now teachers are allowed to use their local language whenever they are they are teaching. I think that is how it is supposed to be. But if we say we are making it a law, what about cantonment? Where you go to one class and the children are coming from homes where they've been trained with English language.
They flow like something.
And then we say, some of the children are even better English speakers than their teachers. So when you find yourself in such an environment, given the fact that the policy is a compulsory something, it is going to create a problem. So I think at the beginning we should make it flexible in such a way that it will be easy for both teachers and students to use it, use the policy. Okay. And maybe going forward, every policy comes with its own problems. Every policy comes with its own negativities. You see, somewhere 2019, 2020, Ghana, we tried to change our educational curriculum. For 3 years, we were not having textbooks pertaining to the new curriculum that we have adopted. Politically, you may blame the ruling government, or you may blame the party in power. But ask yourself, changing a curriculum and then, for that matter, translating whatever into textbooks is a whole thing that technocrats must come together, sit down, design textbooks and all that. But because of political communications and whatever, we will end up blaming, even though Nana Dodangwa Kufuor failed over there because it kept too long. But I think that if we take our time and we make it flexible, that because of how we have structured our educational system, because of how teachers are trained and how the teachers are being posted here and there, you see somebody who has studied Ghana and then he'll be posted to a Jumakun to go and teach something over there. The teachers who understands only Ghana teaching in a Jumakun, how can he speak Fanti? So I think at the beginning the policy should be a flexible one, because it is a good thing that I think if we adopt it and we get the systems in place to make sure that it is run smoothly, it will be a good thing. But at the beginning, looking at how our education system has been structured, how teachers are being trained and how teachers are being deployed and how they are being posted, we are going to face a lot of challenges as far as this good policy is concerned. And if we don't take our time, that thing will make it look as if the policy is a bad one. Meanwhile, it is a good one. So I think the policy is good, but the government should focus more on making it flexible. That if you are a teacher, you have been posted to Binduri, Nyampanduri, wherever you find yourself, and you understand the language that the local people understand over there, feel free to use it to teach them. Then maybe going forward, we can now train teachers and add those local languages to maybe their subjects. Just like my brother has come here, and if he happens to be a student, he will be forced to learn in school. So you see, when you go there, even though you are an English teacher, but because you have learned the Ghana as a subject in addition to whatever you pursued at the school, you will be able to communicate with the children in the local language that you understand and where you have been posted. I will say that I think and I know that this policy was not just an initiation, but it is something that leaders have thought of it, and I know what we are talking about here. They are aware, because it is a policy. A policy will not just be announced. No, stakeholders would have to come in. Yes, stakeholders will come in, they will sit down. By now, they have anticipated all these problems we are talking about. So I believe that going forward, leaders, you see, this is not something that must be treated political. It is something that must be handled collaboratively. We have to collaborate, because it is a national development, something we are talking about. You see, today you teach children with English language, and in some communities they don't understand English at all. So if you find yourself in such a community, you say that the policy is good, the initiative is good, but you go to places like Cantonment where the children don't also understand the local language, but they can only speak Twi, and then you realize that the policy has a problem. So I think at the beginning, what will be a beneficial to we the Ghanaian people is that the policy is good, but it must be flexible. Fine. You know, I am somebody who frown at everything about our colonial masters, seriously, everything about them. And even though the English is our official language that we have actually adopted, and we've been using it quite over the years, I am thinking that it is time for us to go according to implement that policy. And I'm even thinking that from the KG to the basic 5 should be increased from KG to basic 5 there instead of basic 3. That is what I'm thinking. What do you think about this? Because the education minister said, the Brofu is too much. The Brofu is becoming too much.
Yes. So if you look at it from the colonialism side, yes, you would side with the minister entirely. But I have issues. My only issue has got to do with our multi-language system, and then the Ghana as we have. Ghana still remains one country. Had it been that maybe Gas are on their own here, Asantis are on their own, the Monos are on their own. We are Cosmo. They decide to do, and even if we were practicing the federal system, where maybe there was a governor for the regions have their governors, and they are doing their own thing. In that sense, when you come to Greater Accra, you know that your child has no option to Today, even me, I've always been telling my people, I don't find any school that is teaching Ga
around.
I really want my girl to go to a school that they are teaching Ga. Because for the tree, I've already been speaking the tree with her in the house already. So an environment that we've come that if we don't take care, we will spend all our life here. Until like that,
so you want your children to be like me.
Yeah, so at least that is where we find ourselves now. But you see, when you look at it from that point, my only worry has to do with the international system.
Sure.
The international system still sees Ghana as an English-speaking state. You think that when you go to Burkina, there are no other languages?
There are.
There are. When you go to Benin, there are other languages, but they are still recognized as French.
The French-speaking country, yeah.
Why is it like that? It is because the language set within the environment are many.
Okay.
Are many. Even in South Africa, the language set within the country are many.
The Zulu and Swahili.
Yes, so I think that we have just one language, or even two. If we can go the extreme 3, then you can see that sections of the country we can go that tangent. But looking at the almost 44 that we are speaking,
it is more than that.
It's going to be
it is even more than that. But
some are not written.
Yes. Some are not written and not taught in our schools. And so we are discussing that was discussing on our education sector and whether or not we should use our local languages in teaching in our various schools. But that directive, you see how it goes. But now we are moving on to the story where about 278 small-scale mining licenses have been revoked. Why? Because of some few infractions. That is, some mining without licenses. Their licenses are expired, but they refuse to go and renew their licenses, and others are flouting mining regulations. That's what we are looking at right now. So I begin from, let me begin from you, Eddie. Eddie say, what do you think about this revocation of some mining licenses, small scale?
Where the country is heading to right now, is it not in the right direction that if you are not in compliance with what the government states, you just have to revoke your license?
Very well.
My only issue when I read the story had to do with Minerals Commission. For how long have they realized these things? Why are they now acting? I know somewhere last year I sat on a sister station and I admonished that they should do proper checks on what they are doing at the site. How can you give me a license to go and mine, let's say, in Eastern region?
You don't monitor.
Then you sit in Accra.
You don't monitor.
You don't see what I am doing. Meanwhile, the license even specify land reclamation. When I am done, what happens to the land? All these things are not happening. And you are giving me the license and you are in Accra. You are not following up on what I am supposed to do. It is long overdue.
Okay.
You see, if we really want to protect our environment, we should. South Africa is mining.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen some of the things we are seeing here? How can we give some? Last year, the complaints that were coming from them, they give a concession to somebody, maybe around a particular forest area. This is where the government has given you, mine in this area. The next morning, the person is within the forest.
Okay. And so flouting regulations there.
The Minerals Commission is reporting to us, the people of Ghana, that we gave a concession to this person, but unfortunately the person has entered the forest. What are you supposed to do? You gave the license and you know the demarcations you have given. And you give the person the license and the person has now entered the river bodies. And you are reporting to us, you are giving statements. And that has been the issue back and forth.
Checking their responsibilities.
Exactly, you check your responsibility and we come and discuss it politically on shows. This didn't go beyond politics. This is our land. I know compliance is becoming an issue in Ghana. We have last week, I think Hefra was putting some hospitals down because they are failing to re-register or re-license. Their licenses were expired.
Health facilities.
Some health facilities.
Really?
No, Hefra is in charge of licensing specific health facilities, private ones and others. And you know for sure that your facility, after some years, you need to
renew your license. Yeah.
You stay for them to come for the supervision before you did it. So if you know that you have a particular, even a driver's license that we have. One time I was arguing that why will you give me a driver's license and tell me that after 10 years or so I should come back and renew my license? I didn't understand until somebody sat me and said, what if after 10 years you think you are comfortable driving, but your sight is not right? we need to re-examine your body again to see if you are mentally able to even be driving. I thought that once I am able to drive, I get the license, let me keep driving. But after some time, the body goes through certain changes that you may not be in the right position to be driving. So you need to register or re-license yourself. So I don't see why we should even be having this conversation. This should have been done a long time. People whose licenses have expired, it is illegal. Even this process them for court. Yes, because you are outdated and you are still operating.
Illegal.
It is illegal.
Why would they even wait until it is expired and then they continue working until they are, and even that, instead of prosecuting them, they are just revocating they are taking their licenses from them.
It will still happen because now people are not seeing sanctions being taken against those who
flouted those laws.
The laws.
Right.
I mean, we need to understand that the environment that we have, that is why they do anything. I mean, when you take me, I'm not interested in mining.
Yeah.
Those who are doing the galamsey, they have license. That is why when you take them to court, they will prove a document that have been licensed to mine.
Galamseyers.
Yes. The majority of them are having license, but just that they step out of boundary.
All right.
Where they are supposed to be mining, they just step out of boundary, covered under their license. So if you are a community person and you approach them, they will tell you that, oh, government has given me license to mine. And you have nothing to say. Meanwhile, he knows that what he's doing is so wrong.
Okay.
So if the ministry has been able to discover that this chunk amount or number of people, 278 plus, and they just revoke their license. Yes, licenses have been revoked. What else? Shouldn't they be taken to court? Should they be processed so that at least others will learn the lessons from it? Should it continue, and then other people also follow suit? They know that the only thing they can do is to revoke their license. And even at the revocation of license, they can still come back and then plea or something, and then
re-register again for the license concession.
We need to take bold steps with respect to our mining system.
Okay.
Else, in a few years to come, there is nothing we can do about our lands, our water bodies, and even now we are suffering it. Now you fall sick, you go to the hospital, and they'll be asking what you ate. Meanwhile, you drank just water. The whole day you've taken water, and the doctor is asking, what did you eat? It looks like your system, you've taken something you are not supposed to be taking. This is the result of what we are seeing. People not complying to simple mining regulations. And then it turns back to hunters. So I am really pleading on Honorable Emmanuel Amabua that if he finds these people culpable, then they should deal with them as the laws of the land.
Together with the Minerals Commission as well.
Yes, and the Minerals Commission have been having problems with them since. You give people license, follow up, ensure that they are doing the right thing as you have specified. Even under GES, NACA will be going around ensuring that teachers are doing the right thing. So the same thing must go on in every sector. Supervision is a problem of Ghana, and that is why we are suffering.
Okay, so that is a do say here, and talking about the mining licenses or small-scale mining licenses that have been revoked. Why? Because they are mining illegally. Their licenses have expired, but yet still they are on the field mining, and also some not obeying or some flouting some mining regulations. And so let me also hear from Mr. Samuel Okine. What is your take on that?
For me, I've already promised you that the NDC administration will deal with the Galamsey menace ruthlessly. And I still stand by my words. Because right upon assuming office in 2025 March, about 187 licenses were revoked. And then 907 licenses were under review, which I am sure these 287 that has been revoked could be possibly part of the 907 licenses which were under review. But like my brother said, it will be only fair that these people will be prosecuted in addition to the revocation, to set example that government is really serious with the fight against Galamsey. I think my brother has said it all. Every day I've been saying it, that this Galamsey issue, you would be surprised that these same people with mining licenses are the same people engaging in Galamsey. Yes, you'll be surprised.
Like he rightly said.
Like he said. that somebody will be mining, somebody will be engaging in unacceptable mining practices, and when you approach the person, he will just show you. He will just show you the document. Oh, this
but as to whether or not that license is even legal
you as
or authentic is the problem.
You don't even know the do's and don'ts about that license. You don't know the parameters.
You've been shown some paper.
Yes. So the moment they show you the paper, then go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And this has actually given the perpetrators the opportunity to do the thing for a very long time.
I see.
And but like he asked, for how long has this been happening? Is it only this year that their licenses were expired?
We've been hearing this.
Yes. Is it only this year that their licenses have expired? Or there was an administration who just decided not to do anything about it? So I think it is only in the right direction that the government will revoke their licenses as a way of fighting illegal mining. You see, I will always blame the NPP for some of these things. Because how can within a period of 8 years, how can you issue mining licenses to about 2,000 people? I'll call them companies, to about 2,000 people to engage in mining. What checks did you do before giving them the licenses? Did you check the machines they have? Do you check their capability? Before somebody goes into mining, the person should have what it takes. The person should have the machines. The person should be a company that is
a mining engineer amongst them.
We have something called corporate social responsibilities. Every company, you have corporate social responsibilities that it is your responsibility to protect the environment within which you operate in a way. But these mining companies, are they really protecting the environment within which they do their businesses? Hell no. And that is where we have come today. So I still believe in the new administration's policies and initiatives against the fight against Galamsey. Because if you compare that to the Nanado's government, where people who were engaged in Galamsey were being protected. At a point in time, when issues came up that Akunta Mining was engaged in illegal mining, just like my brother said, that you approach a mining company or you approach a Galamsey, and when you ask him, he will just show you a document. It is clear that some of these companies will just secure the document so that when the community people approach them, they will just show it to them. Meanwhile, they know that in practice, they are doing what is illegal. And we have a president who can organize a whole press conference and tell us that Akunta Mining was not engaged in illegal mining. Meanwhile, no proper checks were made before those statements were made. So I believe that if this Akunta Mining issue at the court happens to be true, then I will say that the then MPP administration was just joking with the minds of Ghanaians when it comes to the fight against Galamsey. You see, in 2024 alone, about 6.2 billion Ghana cedis excavators were imported into the country at a point when the Ghanaian people were lamenting over Galamsey, when people were demonstrating and the demonstrators were being arrested and detained for causing environmental destruction.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the perpetrators of the problem for which the people went on protest were walking free. And even if you talk about them, you have a president who will organize a whole press conference and tell you that this company is not engaged in illegal mining. But I will thank God that today we have a competent administration that is ready to fight the menace. You see, initially when you are talking about economic growth indicators, Galamsey was in part. But today, you cannot talk about Ghana's economy without talking about Galamsey. In fact, our minds are now diverted from our economic growth indicators, unemployment. Today, all the talking is about Galamsey. So I would say that it will only be described as fair if government has revoked this number of licenses. And I would say that they should go deeper into it. Because I know once they've been able to identify that about 280 something people are mining illegally, despite the fact that they are holding, despite the fact that they are holding licenses. It will be possible that among the rest of the 1,000 something more, there are more people who are also still doing the same thing, but they are holding licenses. You see, every day I've been saying that if we want to know the real Galamseyers in Ghana, let us stop these license holders from mining for a time. Then we will be able to ascertain the people or the level at which people are engaged in Galamsey. And you realize that it is the same people having the licenses are the same people engaging in these activities that are destroying our water bodies. So we thank God, and on that note, I will thank the NIMOS for doing a very good job.
Okay, I'll come there, and I want to announce my phone lines before you go there. Now, you can now be part of the conversation on 0248 538 974, 0248 938 574. That is a number you can call me on and join the conversation here on this program. I mention it again, 0248 538 974. So you finish with the NIMOS. Yes. They are on the field.
I just want to appreciate what they are doing. They are arresting people, claiming forest and all that, and I will say that they should keep doing the good work, because today Galamsey is a very big problem. My brother is sick, and I can see from his face. It could be that it's as a result of the water he's been drinking and all that. And some of these things are all contributors of those things. So I would say that NIMOS is doing well. The NDC administration is doing well. If you compare it to that of the MPP administration in terms of fighting Galamsey, I would say that we are making some strides, and I think the government needs the support of the people. We shouldn't fall to the propaganda and the lies of the MPP. But I think this, my brother, is a very good and honest person. He's calling a spade a spade. In fact, I like him. I will buy him a Land Cruiser very well in no time.
He's waiting for that. He's eagerly waiting for that. But you can join the conversation on 0248 538 974. Now, Mr. Eduse, now he kept mentioning the erstwhile administration not doing their best. And do you think, per what we are seeing now, by the government, NIMOS is there, ARCOMSDEP is there, and then the government itself, right, doing their part, do you think we are not putting foot in this fight against Galamsey, or you think we are doing something right?
I mean, issues of Galamsey, if we don't stop MPP and DC, we will never read it.
Okay.
Because there have been times that Adodanko's government, Operation
Calm Life and
Operation, they used to send military officers down to the site. And the interesting part is that one time I was telling somebody, me, I'm from a mining community. I'm from Mansobori. And Mansobori is a man's here. And I mean, when you look at a family house, you stand there and you see holes. I mean, pits upon pits.
Yes. Mining holes.
Yes. I mean, so I know the kind and the level Galamsey is taking us to. But you see, Mr. Host, one thing that we cannot take away from is our individual will as people. To take greed out of us and do what is right. I have never, and everybody who knows me knows that I have never stand on the ticket of politics when it comes to issues with our environment, issues with our education. Had it been election matters, others, I would have been high, though I'm sick. But when it comes to Galamsey, if you have not been there, you will not understand what we are talking about. Maybe if you stay in Accra all your life and you don't go out there, you will not understand what we are talking about. It is really a worrying situation. And the government, the previous government, used all other means to help curb the situation. Today, NIMOS seem to be doing their best.
They seem to.
In 2026, we will not see the government complaining that NIMOS is now taking money from these miners. And they are not doing what is expected.
Well, it's already happening. Though it is not NIMOS themselves. People have disguise themselves as NIMOS and taking money from them.
Politically. Please, that is what happens. Really? We sent military officers to this site. When we're growing, somebody is a military officer, do you know what it means? Discipline and others. But we caught military officers in camera who were now protecting, using the state's facilities given them, protecting miners. And this is what we saw. So what we want to say is that we have to have the will. The citizens also have to have the will that this is not helping us as people. We are not going anywhere with this as people. When you want to mine, use the right procedures, do what is right. I mean, Akonta mining. The one in the helms of this whole thing has also been daring the government.
Really?
Yes, I mean, who to me from one has always been daring the government that do this, do that. If you say this is for me, do it. If you say these particular excavators are for me, bend them. He has been daring them, so that all these brouhaha will be a thing of the past. Okay. And he's still in court until the court decides that he actually did A, B, C, D. We cannot blame him so much. Well. And you see, when we blame President Akufo-Addo on certain things, one day he spoke about Cecilia Adapa and we didn't understand. To date, nobody has been able to say that Honorable Cecilia Adapa was A, B, C, or D. Sometimes people trust the people they are also working with. So if I know my brother so I can say, oh, this thing he will not do until the law proves otherwise. I still will stand by him that I trust that this thing he will not do. So let's not blame the president so much. Now you have the power. You have all the power. I remember Sam George saying that if President Akufo-Addo has a political will, in 24 hours, he can halt Galamsey. Today, the political will has been given to you by the people. Okay. You have the greatest majority of majorities. You can halt Galamsey within 24 hours. That is what we want to see. All right. Naimos, they are equally humans. They may end up disappointing. The president should make the orders as we wanted President Akufo-Addo to do. Let's take it that President Akufo-Addo was too lenient. He couldn't do it. Today the power is in their hands. Right. Let's see, 120 days social contract they signed with us. It was part that they will end Galamsey. We've passed 120 days. And today, Esedu Ketia, the chairman of the National Democratic Congress, will tell you that who gives birth within, say what? He made a 9 months. 9 months. Yeah. All right. He's one person listening to him. You always find something to laugh about. And so we are living here, and if you want to contribute to the program, it's 0248-538-974. 0248-538-974. Now, your last words, Samuel.
Before I will proceed, my brother said something that I would like to read something to our viewers. He said among our 120 days contracts, the president promised to end Galamsey. It was not, you see, ban is different from end. Let me read the entire statement. He said, ban illegal and new mining activities. Please, are you listening? Ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves. Roll out our Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative to heal and sustainably harness the environment by turning areas and water bodies degraded by illegal mining into economic and ecological recovery hubs. Okay. So the statement is not about ending the Galamsey entirely. When we talk about Galamsey, or when we say Galamseyers or illegal miners, then we are talking about those who are not having licenses and they are mining. That is Galamsey. Today, we have a number of 280 something people with the document, 278 with the document, yet they are engaging unacceptable practices. Do you understand? That's why they have been saying that due to the number of mining licenses we Ghanaians we have issued to people, the fight against Galamsey, we can succeed, but we have to exercise patience. You see, my brother doesn't want to accept that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo failed us with the fight against Galamsey. You always want to go there. Yes, I always want to go. But I want him to understand that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo failed. That's why the fact that I like him, it doesn't mean Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo didn't fail. He failed. You see, Nana Akufo-Addo used Ghana's money, $3 million to purchase drones to monitor our mining areas. Where are the drones? Where are the drones? All right. At a point when he was a president, people like Mr. Charles Bisu and Napo were promoting these mining activities. Where were you as a president? And that is why sometimes when we will talk and at the end of the day, we will come and blame the president. That he intentionally supervised and watched people to destroy our environment.
All right. Finally, greetings to your people there.
Yeah, I want to greet Kokubwa, who went to the mining site to tell them that if they vote for them, they will allow them practice their illegal mining.
Very well. Thank you. And your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter is doing so well. You see, when President Mahama was a president in somewhere 2016, he constructed a polyclinic at Uduma. So yesterday, as soon as my daughter had an issue, I just rushed there.
Is she doing well now?
So she's doing so well.
All right. Well done. All right. So that was I had with me Eddie Eduse, communications team member NPP, and also Samuel Okan, also communications team member on the tickets of the NDC. But Foster Nee Rexford, you are celebrating your day today, and God richly bless you and make you 100+1. That is from your brother Samuel, your big brother Samuel Okain. Am I correct? Big brother, right?
Yeah,
Good.
yes.
Now, so the show was sponsored by Refinery Chapel International, and we are located at Taifa Junction. We pray Fridays and we have church service on Sundays, 9 a.m. So join us, let's pray together, because we always say prayers move mountains. We're also sponsored by Aqua Wera. If you want to drink water, call for none other than Aqua Wera. Call them on 0244-116477, 0244-116477, or 0245-067060. Locate Aqua Wera at Pokwase Catapult Road. Now, we are also sponsored by Usla Enterprise. If you need a generator for your homes, your industries, your offices and companies, call Usla Enterprise on 0248-169-258, 0248-169-258. I want to say once again, happy birthday to you, Foster Nee Rexford. This is from your big brother, Live NB 101. And then we want to say thank you to the executive producer of the show, that is Apostle Kofi Odro, who is Papa here. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. And then also thank you to the crew who made this show a success. I am Frankiln Cadwell. But before I go, this book is called The Discoveries, all right? So if you need one, it teaches you how to locate yourself or knowing yourself, and it teaches you how to discover your career talents, and also how to study as a student, and also how to make your grades, all right? And how to draft a CV, how to sit or appear before a panelist when you are invited for an interview. I am Frankiln Cadwell. We'll have tomorrow. Bye-bye.